following is a presentation of Baldwin Sports Live, your home for live coverage of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at haydenoutdoors.com. Also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Codiano State Farm Insurance, Heartland Plumbing, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hers Incorporated, Rice Precision Manufacturing, The Bullpen, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, New Frontier Tax and Business Services, the Lumberyard Arts Center, Jobats, Baldwin City Community Newspaper, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin Sports Live.
Good evening and welcome to Anderson County High School. Ryan Hilmer, Bryce Kessler, along for another Battle of Bulldogs this evening as Baldwin hits the road to take on Anderson County. You're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Missed you last week, Ryan, but glad to have you back on the broadcast here for another season of Bulldog Hoops. And I know you're excited to get back in the gymnasium with the Dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a fun year last year, and I think both teams, girls and boys, should be improved this year. So looking forward to a good year for the Bulldogs this year.
They got off to a good start with a win for both the boys and the girls. Anderson County can say the same. So we have 4 1-0 teams here tonight in the second game of this very young 2022-2023 basketball season. The pregame show is brought to you by Baldwin State Bank. Personal service from people who care. That's what you get at your hometown community bank. Baldwin State Bank. Whether it's personal finances, business money management, loans and credit, or savings for retirement, go see Baldwin State Bank. For over 120 years, they've helped serve our community. Enjoy a better banking experience with your friends and neighbors at the Baldwin State Bank. 1-0 Baldwin, 1-0 Anderson County. It's coming up. More right after this on the Baldwin State Bank pregame show.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Shad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Shad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Getting you set for tip-off tonight between Baldwin and Anderson County. The Anderson County Bulldogs here in Garnett, 1-0 on the year after a 52-32 victory on the road at Iola to open up their season. So a nice start for Anderson County, a team that finished 9-10 a year ago, suffered a big loss in Baldwin last year, 50-19. This is a team that brings back the majority of their girls from a year ago, so an expected to be improved Anderson County team this year, and they are off to a 1-0 start. As for the Baldwin Bulldogs, they are also off to a 1-0 start following a 10-11 season last year. 3 starters back from that 10-win team for the Bulldogs, and they opened up their season with a 43-36 win over Paola this past Friday. They never trailed in the game, but it wasn't an easy win either. It was a 1 or 2 possession game pretty much the entire night. A 9-0 run midway through the third quarter, which 8 of those 9 came from the Bulldogs' senior leading scorer, Carly Neufeld. So the good part, 36 points allowed, and they shot 6 of 17 from 3. Those are the good numbers from that season-opening victory. The bad numbers, however, they were 11 of 30 at the free throw line, and they gave up 16 offensive rebounds to Paola. But Paola was unable to capitalize on many of those, and they certainly were unable to capitalize on the Bulldogs shooting just 37% at the free throw line. So while it was a close victory on opening night, it was one of those that, A, you did win, so that can soothe over some of the not-so-good things from a win, and B, it could and probably should have been a much more comfortable victory had they just knocked down some free throws and maybe hit the glass a little harder in that first game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say, is going 11 from 30 from the free throw line doesn't help you, especially when you're in a close game. But, yeah, I mean, if you're going to win from start to finish and never relinquish the lead, that's always a good way to start. And I think there's probably some nerves coming out in that first game, especially for some of these girls that haven't played before, like Chloe Neufeld, the freshman coming in. So I think getting that first game under their belt, they'll come out and shoot a little better tonight, I hope.
Yeah, so the Bulldogs are, well, the Baldwin Bulldogs in this case are hoping to run that record to 2-0 here. It's kind of that mini season. It's not preseason in terms of, yes, these games count, but you have this little stretch where you play. In this case, it's 6. Last year they played 5 games prior to the break. This year they will play 6 prior to that Christmas break, and then you're off for a couple of weeks before you come back, and then you hit the bigger portion of that schedule with the 14 games after that. So big start to this season to try and gain some momentum and kind of see where you're at as a team, and that's certainly what the hope is tonight, to continue to find that out and also pick up another victory.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the rebounding. I think that's going to have to be a huge part of the success tonight if the girls want to win. You mentioned they give up those 16 offensive rebounds to Paola, and just quickly glancing at the rosters between the girls that prominently we think are going to be playing. Our biggest girl is Alyssa Reichard. They got her listed at 5'10". Anderson County's got 3 girls that are taller than her in their starting lineup, so they're going to have to really hit the glass hard and as a team tonight if they want to win this one.
More on that as we continue along here on the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. You're watching Bulldog basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. You're inside the Baldwin State Bank pregame show as Baldwin is on the road to take on Anderson County tonight on Baldwin Sports Live.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846, serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
Welcome back to Anderson County High School down in Garnett here this evening on a Tuesday night for some more hoops as Baldwin takes on Anderson County here on Baldwin Sports Live. The band has struck it up here inside Anderson County High School. Nothing like a pep band to get the juices flowing on a Tuesday or a Friday night for some high school hoops.
Yeah, it just reminds you of warming up for the basketball games back in the day.
Well, I'm ready to run out of the tunnel and go out there and shoot some pregame layups, but I won't. I'll stay up here atop the floor at my perch in the broadcast booth and let the girls down there on the floor do the ball in tonight as Baldwin takes on Anderson County. And take a look at the matchup for the 1-0 Anderson County Bulldogs. They returned 3 starters, and they're all juniors who will still have a whole nother year. They've been starting since they were all freshmen. They're 3-year starters now as juniors in Addie Fudge, Kylie Disbrow, and Caitlin Fultz. So in some ways you could still say this is a young team for Anderson County, but in a lot of ways they're not that young because they have a lot of varsity experience under their belt, which is why I think they believe there's a big jump forward to happen this year for Anderson County. And it's also why I think Baldwin, when you look at last year, a 50-19 win over Anderson County, I think you got to throw that one out because this is a much improved Anderson County team that's got a lot of experience now with 3 of those girls now as 3-year starters. And you know they are hungry to come out here and put on a good performance against Baldwin because you have to go a long way back. In fact, I don't even know the last time Anderson County beat Baldwin because as far as I could go back through 2007, Baldwin has won all 18 meetings between these two teams. So what would that have been, 15 years ago? So that would make some of these girls about 3. Yeah. Maybe some of them not even born the last time that Anderson County beat Baldwin. So needless to say, I'm sure they're ready to come out here and put on a good showing here on their home floor.
Absolutely. And sometimes, especially this level, you get a lot of turnover between the two teams. But this is two teams largely, you talked about it, that's basically the same as last year. Both may have lost 1 or 2 girls, but a lot of these girls have played each other a lot in the past, and they know their tendencies and what they like to go to. So I'm expecting a close game tonight. I think it's going to be a good one. Whoever can turn the ball over the least and dominate the boards and make a couple shots, I think is going to have the best shot tonight.
Baldwin and Anderson County. That's our matchup. Of course, it is a doubleheader tonight. We'll have the boys' game coming up for you after this girls' game concludes. The boys' game will also feature a pair of 1-0 teams after the Baldwin boys picked up a 54-36 win over Paola in their opener. Anderson County, a 7-point win, 61-54 on the road at Iola to open their year. These two teams on the boys' side played a 6-point game in Baldwin a year ago. So we expect another good one in the nightcap. Should be 2 good ball games for you here. So settle in and keep it right here on Baldwin Sports Live. The Baldwin State Bank pregame show continues in a moment. The pregame show brought to you by your friends and neighbors down at the Baldwin State Bank. They've been there for over 120 years helping serve our community, and they plan to be there for 120 plus more at the Baldwin State Bank in downtown Baldwin. Go online to baldwinstatebank.com. Your State Farm Insurance game plan when we return, as it's the Battle of Bulldogs tonight in Garnett, Baldwin and Anderson County on Baldwin Sports Live.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. We're just minutes away from tip-off tonight between Baldwin and Anderson County, and it's time to take a look at our State Farm Insurance game plan, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Cody Anno. And we do expect Anderson County tonight to play a 2-3 zone. That's the scouting report on, and that's what they show on film. Now, I say that, and they'll probably come out in a matchup man-to-man on them. But assuming we see that 2-3 zone out of Anderson County, it opens up a potential big night for shooters like Carly Neufeld for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned earlier 6 of 17 in their first game from 3. That's not too bad. It's right around 33%, if I'm not mistaken, Bryce. So, 4 of those came from Carly Neufeld, 2 from Marin Frost. So if those two can get it going from outside tonight. But for me, it's against the zone. It's not just about passing the ball around the outside and jacking up threes. You got to get some penetration into the middle of the zone, make it collapse, kick it out for some wide open threes. And then number 2, I mentioned it earlier, getting on the boards. They're going to have 3 girls, that are taller than everybody out there. They got to rebound as a team and box people out if they want to have a chance tonight.
Yeah, they were fortunate to kind of dodge that bullet against Paola, who just had a tough time putting any of those offensive rebounds back in for second chance points. But Anderson County maybe not going to be so fortunate this time around. Can't bank on being that fortunate anyway. So 16 offensive rebounds. I'd like to see that cut in half at least here tonight in this one, and that means you got to get physical on that glass as well. It's not just about going for those rebounds. You got to be willing to take a little contact, go out there and be aggressive, get the basketball. So that is your State Farm Insurance game plan. Again, it's brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Cody Anno, who wants to welcome you to join them this Thursday as Santa's coming to town out to the Baldwin City Golf Course from 5 to 8 to take photos with Santa, enjoy free hot chocolate, do some cookie decorating and some more fun activities for the kids. So come on out Thursday night, 5 to 8 with Cody Anno and State Farm Insurance at the Baldwin City Golf Course as Santa Claus is coming to town this Thursday. Starting lineups and the opening tip-off coming up when we come back. You've been watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Baldwin takes on Anderson County down here in Garnett tonight. Coming up right after this on Baldwin Sports Live.
When choosing a bank, wouldn't you prefer doing business with a local institution with years of commitment to our community? That's Baldwin State Bank. For more than 100 years, we've been providing products and services specifically tailored to our friends in Baldwin City. Whether it's a free checking account, savings for retirement, or your next loan, we'll be here. Because our roots are here. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Welcome back inside Anderson County High School as we get set for Baldwin and Anderson County coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live. Tip-off just moments away as we take a look now at tonight's starting lineups. They are brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. There you see the starters for the visiting Baldwin Bulldogs, same as it was on opening night. Marin Frost, 5'6" senior. Carly Neufeld, a 5'7" senior. Emma Kate Lang, a 5'7" senior. Alyssa Reichert, a 5'10" junior. And Bailey Smith, a 5'3" junior. Neufeld, 15 points, led the way for the Bulldogs on opening night. On the other side for Anderson County, Kalina Edgecombe, a 5'8" senior. Ryland Summer, a 6' junior. Caitlin Foltz, a 5'11" junior. Addie Fudge, a 5'6" junior. And Kylie Disbrow, a 6-foot junior, round out the lineup for Anderson County. The head coach of the Anderson County Bulldogs is Amy Disbrow, and the head coach of the Baldwin Bulldogs in his first season as the head man now is Eric Toot. He is assisted by Kara Lee and Chad Scobie. Your starting lineups again brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. As you take a look at their upcoming lineup on the screen, don't miss out on all of those great events, as well as live music, arts and crafts, unique experiences, youth and adult classes, and so much more offered at the Lumberyard Arts Center. Create, play, and innovate at your creative home in Baldwin City, the Lumberyard Arts Center, online at lumberyardartscenter.org. So they will get the starters announced here to the crowd in attendance in Anderson County tonight, and then we'll have the opening tip of this ball game. Bulldogs on the Baldwin side looking to get to 2-0, and Anderson County trying to match them at 2-0, but obviously only going to be a 2-0 start for one side, but we'll see if Baldwin can run a win streak that is now at least 18 in a row and run that to 19 over Anderson County after a 50-19 victory a year ago, and they have won all 18 matchups since going back to at least 2007, and they have scored 60-plus points in now 9 of the last 11 head-to-head with Anderson County. Didn't reach that mark last year, the 50-19 victory, but that was in part to the fact that it was such a one-sided affair late in that game. Kind of call the Dogs off on that one as they were up big, and we'll see. The offenses usually had good nights against Anderson County. You're down here in Garnett as well, and it is a nice shooter's gym with the short backdrop behind the buckets. Always is a nice shooter's eye to shoot in a gym like this, so we'll see if that bodes well for this Baldwin lineup that has some shooters. Carly Neufeld, Maren Frost certainly leading that group. It's time now for the opening tip, and the opening tip-off is brought to you by Baldwin City Recreation Commission. The hunt is on for the annual BCRC Jingle Bell Rock. It started this week. There's clues released daily, so follow Baldwin City Rec on social media and on their website at baldwinrec.org. A $300 cash prize to the person who finds the Baldwin City Rec Jingle Bell Rock. So get on the hunt out and around Baldwin. Here we go. I'm Bryce Kessler. He's Ryan Hilmer, and it is go time. Ball tossed to the air, and Anderson County will get the first possession. We're a little off-centered, obviously, as you can see, so you get a close-up look at the action down on this end and a little bit more of a bird's-eye view on the far side of the floor. Baldwin defending to start this ball game out, and they will match up. We're expected to see a zone defense out of Anderson County in this game, but Baldwin matched up to start, and there's a 3-second violation to turn the ball over on the opening possession for Anderson County.
So here we'll get a first look at if they're going to play man or zone. Looks like they're setting up in a zone.
Neufeld, drive and kick. Smith open for three. Not off by much, but just enough. Kylie Disbrow, the rebound to clear it for Anderson County. Edgecombe holds up top. A 3-second violation of the opening possession for Anderson County, and now needs some help after one dribble and picking it up, and now a 5-second call. So how often, Ryan, do you see a 3-second violation followed by a 5-second violation on a team's first two possessions?
Yeah, it's probably the first time I've ever seen that, but it's very good defense nonetheless.
Couple of turnovers, but now can the offense capitalize for Baldwin? Frost hit a couple of threes in the opener. She has it here on the wing. Screen by Riker, gets Frost inside, where she earns a foul and a trip to the free throw line. So this is the big elephant in the room, or maybe not so much an elephant in the room. The free throws, they were not good in the opener for Baldwin. 11 of 30 at the free throw line. The good news was it didn't come back to haunt them. Even in a close game, they were able to overcome the 37% free throw shooting to win that game by 7 over Paola. And good sight to see for Eric Toot as he watches Maren Frost knock down the first free throw. Now,
yeah, Maren Frost was 3 of 4 in the first game. So
for her credit, she did her job. The rest of the squad, not so much maybe. It's a 1 of 2, but there's Emma Kate Lang to stick it back. So an offensive rebound and a putback for Lang, and it makes it 3-0 Baldwin.
Well, if you're going to miss a free throw, it's better to get the offensive rebound, get a couple more points.
Yeah, exactly how they drew it
There
up.
you go, 3 in a row.
A double dribble this time, so 3 different varieties of turnover to start the game for Anderson County. It's 3-0 Baldwin, a minute and 20 seconds in.
I'm wagering on a travel next time.
Neufeld led the team with 15 in the opener. Gives it up to Frost in the right corner. Reichard. And they are matched up man-to-man right now, so we thought we'd see a bunch of zone. Not the case early on. This is Reichard. That's a tough, awkward angle at the shot. Disbrow clears it for Anderson County. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers down on this end for the Bulldogs of Anderson County. This time they get a shot up, but unable to finish it. Disbrow, and the rebound pulled down by Emma Kate Lang. Neufeld pushes it up for the Bulldogs. Stops, pops, and hits. Well, 5-0 Baldwin. Timeout Anderson County. And it's Carly Neufeld. I like that decision right there, Ryan. Not just go flying into the traffic and try and create something that's not there. She just came to the jump stock, took the open 10-foot jumper and knocked it down. She's a good enough shooter. That's a wise play.
That's the epitome of just being under control right there, taking what the defense gives you. If they're going to cut off that drive all the way to the bucket, they just pull up and hit a nice little easy a mid-range jumper there. And that's something I think Carly's going to have to do this year, is take control of things offensively. She's going to be the senior leader on this team.
Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, your #1 land brokerage for farm, ranch, and recreational properties. If you're looking to find your next dream property or thinking about listing, go with the best in the business. Your local Baldwin City brokers, Shad and Penny Sheldon, and HaydenOutdoors.com. Go online to HaydenOutdoors.com to see all of the great properties that they have available, or find out how you can list with the #1 land brokerage out there for farm, ranch, and recreational properties, Hayden Outdoors. 5-0 Baldwin right out of the gates here in this one. Defensively, they've been solid with 3 forced turnovers already. Offensively, an efficient start as well. Full court pressure coming out of the timeout. They only allowed 36 points in that win over Paola, so the defense played well in that opener. The offense did at times as well. Caitlin Foltz went all the way through the baseline, sets up a look for Fudge. There's an offensive rebound, make it 2 offensive rebounds, but they come up empty. So that is what Paola did all game long as well. Gather offensive boards only to miss them. Reichard, nice spot out into the corner for Bailey Smith, who drains the tray, and it's 8-0 Baldwin. Pressure on Fudge. They've got her in a predicament. Gets out of it to Summer. Skip pass intercepted by Reichard. Alyssa has a clear path to the basket and lays it in to put Baldwin up double figures here in the opening 3 minutes.
That full court pressure is really causing Anderson County some troubles just even getting it up the floor and into an offense.
Inside to Disbrow. Second look for Kylie Disbrow. This time she's able to capitalize for Anderson County to put them on the board with 4:38 to go in the opening quarter. Now they are in that zone defense. Frost gets it into Lang, has Smith once again in the corner. Quickly around to Frost. And Emma Kate on the offensive glass is called for a travel after the rebound, but really like the effort, the hustle early on in this game from Emma Kate Lang. That's already 3 rebounds for her, including 2 offensive boards.
Yeah, that's something you really got to preach, especially against the zone. You're going to get a lot of offensive rebound opportunities from a lot of those longer shots that you're going to be taking.
Carly Toot has checked in for the Bulldogs. She led the team in rebounding on opening night with 6 boards against Paola. And freshman Chloe Neufeld, who had a nice debut as well, has checked in to the Bulldogs, the Baldwin Bulldog lineup here. 4:03 left in the opening quarters. We're midway through this first period, and it's a 10-2 Baldwin lead. 10-0 run to start this game for Baldwin. Good job denying, and now a pass inside to Foltz, rebounded by Carly Toot. Neufeld, another one of those mid-range pull-ups, this time a bit short. Fudge clears for Anderson County. Knocked free by Smith. It stays with Anderson County. Reichard returns for Baldwin. Lang will take a rest. Here's Fudge, one of those 3-year starters for Anderson County, along with Disbrow and Fultz, and they're going to count that basket for Addie Fudge. A foul on Bailey Smith will give Fudge a 3-point opportunity. First foul on Bailey, first team foul for Baldwin, and Fudge completes the 3-point play. So after a 10-0 run to start for Baldwin, 5 in a row back the other way for Anderson County, who has finally got rid of that turnover bug, started to settle in a little bit. Neufeld, high arcing three, goes all the way down, but then pops back out. Went 4 of 8 from downtown in the opener. Had a really good look there and did everything but go in. Baseline J from Disbrow, and that's a 7-0 run now from Anderson County, and then they're back within 3. Neufeld doesn't fire out of the corner. Now it's over to the younger Chloe Neufeld. Inside to Reichard. Blocked by Disbrow. So after a 10-0 hole to start this game, Anderson County now has the ball and a chance to tie this game up. Instead, they'll go inside for the 2. Miss that, but Disbrow with the offensive rebound. Put back try is short. Rebounded by Toot. Chloe to Carly. Shot fake and pull up. And that swishes in for Carly Neufeld.
That's very nice. I love that. Everybody runs out at you, expecting you to shoot the 3. You just, once again, pull up for that nice little mid-range jumper.
She made just 1 shot from inside the arc. That was a layup in the win against Paola. Knocked down 4 threes, but she's already hit a couple of mid-range jumpers. Bailey Smith pushes it up to Reichard. And you may have carried it. They're going to call a double dribble. Frost returns along with Emma Kate Lang, and it's another timeout taken by Anderson County. So the Bulldogs of Anderson County have already run through a pair of first quarter timeouts here with 1:49 left to go. And they're not a terribly deep team, as you have seen so far. They have not subbed yet in this one. So Amy Disbrow using some timeouts to get that rest for the squad early on here. Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing. If you're looking for a great job with a growing family-owned company that's right in Baldwin City, then look no further than Rice Precision Manufacturing. Actively looking to fill positions for skilled CNC machinists and CNC operators. Excellent pay, competitive benefit packages, a climate-controlled work environment, and a friendly support staff dedicated to the betterment of their employees. Send an email to jobs@riceprecision.com. 12-7, Baldwin the lead with 1:49 left to play in the opening quarter. 10-0 Baldwin run, a 7-0 Anderson County run to answer, and have a tight ball game again.
The Anderson County's doing a much better job getting it up the floor and getting the ball inside. Still Baldwin giving up way too many offensive rebounds.
Edgecombe picked up the dribble. Neufeld, good defense on her, but now up top to Fudge. Fires it back into Fultz. There's another offensive rebound, Ryan, and make it 2 more offensive rebounds and eventually a bucket and a chance to make it a 3-point play as Ryland Summer puts it in, and a free throw coming up.
Yeah, so you can see all the bodies just piled up right underneath the rim, right around it. You got to get your backside into somebody and dig them out of there and push them out of the lane, get yourself some position.
A free throw attempt coming up here to make this a 2-point game. Ryland Summers' free throw is off the mark, rebounded by Baldwin's Alyssa Reichard. A 3-point Baldwin lead, just over a minute left in the quarter. Good pass by Frost into Emma Kate Lang, but too strong with a shot. Offensive board, Reichard sets up a 3 from Carly Neufeld. who already has 7 in this opening period, and that comes on the second chance afforded by the Reichard rebound.
Yeah, an excellent job by Reichard. That's something she does well as assists, too. She gets that rebound and looks for an offensive board.
Reichard with another board. Long outlet up to Lang. Has Neufeld on the backside, didn't see her. Now Frost. Drive, she spots Neufeld, but Carly with the clock down at 30 seconds is going to pull it out and hold for the final shot.
I'd have been firing for a heat check there.
Yeah, I thought it was open enough.
Yeah.
That I don't think Coach Toot would have minded had she taken it because it was a really good shot. But at the same time, good awareness by Carly to just say, hey, we've got a 6-point lead here. No reason to force this up. Let's take the final look and guarantee at least a 6-point lead into the second quarter.
Yeah, that's why Carly's probably a better player than I was. So I would have been firing that up.
Chloe Neufeld, drive, kick. This is Frost, gets a good look out of it. In and out on the 3. And Disbrow clears for Anderson County. That'll do it for the first. It's 15-9 Baldwin after 1 here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
7 first-quarter points for Carly Neufeld to lead the Baldwin Bulldogs to a 15-9 lead as we head to the second. And don't let Ryan's modesty fool you. He's one of the top all-time scorers at his alma mater. So where'd you end up on the list? Do you remember?
I don't know. I left, I think, second or third, but who knows by now.
I think you were second. Here's Frost out of the corner, off the heel, but another offensive board for Baldwin. This time Bailey Smith collects the rebound. And an entry pass knocked out of bounds. They're going to leave it with Baldwin. For those wondering why I know so much about Ryan's prep career and thinking that might be weird, I used to call Ryan's games on the radio back when he was in high school, and I was out there in the far western parts of the state in Goodland. Passed his head coach, I believe, to move into that 2 or 3 spot on that list. There's a travel called on Emma Kate Lang. But enough about Ryan.
Yeah. Says everyone listening right now.
Anderson County with the ball down by 6. They trailed 10-0 early, and now they turn it over. Well, that's only their 5th. I say only because they turned it over on each of their first 3 possessions of the game, so they have settled in since then. But that dug them a 10-0 deficit that they have been able to get it back within 3. It's currently sitting at 6 as that ball is knocked out of the hands of Frost. And Disbrow, who started this quarter on the bench, will come back in. The sub who's in there for Anderson County, Taylor Clark, the only change they have made in their lineup. It's Neufeld, Toot, Frost, Lang, and Smith for Baldwin.
So far, Lang's doing a pretty good job getting deep post position.
And she sets up that 3 by Neufeld with the pin down screen as well. And Carly is now into double figures already with 10 first half points, and it's an 18-9 Baldwin lead.
That Carly's looking good. She might be in for a career night.
This is Fudge on the drive, but misses the layup, and a jump ball is going to be called. That will stay here with Anderson County as Reichard checks back in for Baldwin. Well, we thought it could be a nice night for Carly based on the fact that if a team's going to play a zone defense, that lends itself to a shooter's game. And not only has that somewhat been the case, but it also appears to be a night where Carly is on as she tries to knock that ball out of the hands of Kylie Disbrow, but Disbrow is able to finish it. She has 6 of the 11 now for Anderson County. A 7-point Baldwin lead. How about another one? This time the other corner for Carly. That one's short. And it's Smith with the offensive rebound. Smallest player on the floor collects the offensive board. Knocked out of her hands, but it stays with Baldwin.
Yeah, we knew this from last year that Bailey, she's going to just give 100% effort all the time on the glass. And even you can see when they miss a shot, she's picking up the ball handler, full court press. She's always given everything she's got, just like her older sister last year, Riley, who graduated.
Reichert inside. Disbrow does a good job just staying straight up in front of her. Taylor Clark clears it for Anderson County. 7-point Baldwin lead, 6:20 to go in the first half. Lob into Disbrow. Backside offensive board and a foul on the putback as Kalina Edgecombe will go to the line. Lauren Berg checks in for Baldwin. Lauren did not play in the opener against Paola. One of the new rotational pieces this year for Eric Toots Baldwin Bulldogs. And Berg only a sophomore, 5'7". She is in the lineup now as Edgecombe knocks down one of the two. And it's a 6-point game. Neufeld wide open on the wing, and she buries another one. 13 off the assist by Frost.
I mean, at some point, if you're Anderson County, you have to start. There we go.
Intercepted by Berg. Has Smith on the other side. She'll go right at the defender who is slow getting set up on her, and a good aggressive take there by Lauren Berg earns the sophomore a trip to the free throw line for a pair of tosses.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, Anderson County at some point has got to, if they stay in that zone, somebody's got to be aware of where Carly's at on the floor and get a hand up on her. She's on fire.
Has already hit 3 of them from downtown. So Berg at the line. Sophomore lines up the first and misses it. Bulldogs will be back home on Friday night. Baldwin to host Burlington. Anderson County's home Friday to host Lewisburg. And Berg does get the roll on the second free throw. That literally used every bit of the basket, the backboard, everything there. Went off the top of the glass and down and in. So Berg on the board with her first point. It's 22-12 with 5:46 remaining in the first half.
This is where they really extended that first lead they jumped out to, was their full court press.
And a foul on Neufeld, who gets caught reaching into the cookie jar there. It's her first. No worries with the first foul here at 5:38 to go, but the way she's shooting the ball, don't want to have to put her on the bench by picking up more fouls here in this first half. 10-point Baldwin lead, 5:35 remaining in the first half. Deflection by Chloe Neufeld. And will go to the line to try and earn them, but Chloe and her debut, her freshman high school debut on Friday night against Paola, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. I'd say she put herself in the lineup quite nicely on Friday night against Paola. Knocks down the free throw. We talked about the free throws. Marin and Chloe, they did a pretty good job. Those two went combined 8 of 11 at the free throw line. The rest of the squad went 3 for 19.
Oh, they're doing their work. Always thought it'd be fun to play with a sibling, though, on the same team. Last year we saw Bailey Smith and Riley Smith here on the same floor. Now the Neufelds out there.
Chloe knocks down both of the free throws. It is fun. I got to play with my brother for 2 years. Well, 1 real year. And freshman year I didn't play on the varsity squad with him, but that pass thrown out, and it's a 6th Anderson County turnover. But yeah, not only did my brother and I, we got to play together when he was a senior and I was a sophomore. We both started on the varsity team and made it all the way to the state tournament that year. So It was quite the run. It was a lot of fun.
Who's a better player, you or him?
Oh, him, without question. Not even close. This is Frost in the left corner. He still holds the all-time three-point records for game, season, and career.
Good Lord.
I do not hold any of those. This is Neufeld, and Chloe will head back to the free throw line where she just knocked down a pair.
Nice. Baldwin being really aggressive against that zone, like I talked about in the pregame, not just settling for the outside shots, but putting a pump fake up and trying to get the ball to the middle of the lane. They're drawing fouls, getting to the line. Now you just got to convert them.
And when you go back and you look at the threes they have made, almost all of them have come on passes that have been kicked out from either a drive or a throw into the post and out. And as a shooter, that's just such a easier look when it just automatically squares you up to the basket, getting that feed from a penetration and kick or something that's coming out from the basket.
That's something that both Lang and Riker do really well, is if they get an offensive rebound, they can find that open three-point shooter. You love that as a shooter.
So empty trip at the line, but Baldwin still leads by a dozen with 4:40 left to play in the half. Frost pushes it up herself after the rebound. She's going to take it all the way. They strip it out at the end, but good take there by Frost as Bailey Smith will check back in along with Alyssa Reichert. Frost will head to the bench, and Berg will also exit the Baldwin lineup. Swing it around to Neufeld, who's been red hot in this game. Pass comes in a little bit hot at the ankles, but Lang, good job staying with it. Reichert wanted to get it out there, finally is able to Smith. Now Chloe Neufeld lines up a three, and it's another offensive rebound by Alyssa Reichert, who's already collected a couple of those offensive boards. Quickly around to Smith.
This is where somebody needs to flash that high post area, get the ball in the middle. There you go.
And out low post to Lang. Disbrow rejected it, though. And the 6-foot junior, Kylie Disbrow, she has had a couple of those now. But another turnover for Anderson County.
They've really shot themselves in the foot against that press.
Carly Toot back in for Baldwin. Lang will get the breather. 3:51 to play in the half, 24-12. Baldwin on top. They have led the entire way so far. Opened the game on a 10-0 run. It was trimmed down to as little as 3 following that, but now they've opened up some space again. The 12-point lead, the largest of the game. And that off the heel as Neufeld continues to fire away. No fault in that, as she has been hot so far with 13 points early going in this.
I was going to say, I don't know how many shots she's taken, but I don't think one of them's been contested. Maybe a couple of those mid-range jumpers, but all of her three-point attempts have been wide open.
Disbrow doubled. Good spot up to find Fudge up top. Can't hit the open look, and Reichert already with 5 boards. Long outlet up to Neufeld. And Carly says, all right, I missed my last couple of threes. Let me go in here and get me an easy one. 15 first half points from Carly Neufeld, matching her output on Friday night in the opener against Paola.
Look at Bailey just making it uncomfortable for the ball handler, bringing it up.
Disbrow can't hit from close. Foltz will head to the line. Couple of free throws coming up for Caitlin Foltz. Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by the Bullpen, your locally owned sports bar in downtown Baldwin City. Open 11 a.m. through 2 a.m. Monday through Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sundays. The perfect place to go before, during, or after the games. Follow them on Facebook at the Bullpen Baldwin City for all their latest happenings. In downtown Baldwin at your local sports bar, the Bullpen. Neufeld out, Frost back in. Clark will check back in for Anderson County as Ryland Summer exits. Oh for 2 at the line. Bailey Smith the rebound, and quickly Baldwin pushes it back up at Anderson County. Offensive foul. Frost using the off arm to push off a little bit. Gets caught.
Yeah, it's not a bad call. Frost kind of found herself with nowhere to go there. A little too aggressive. Should have just waited for help. She's going to take a seat.
8-0 run right now for Baldwin. They had a 10-0 run earlier. That pressure from Baldwin, and they're going to get them another turnover. They will on the jump ball. Baldwin takes over.
This is something that I marveled at last year from this girls team, is they are not very deep, but they go about 7 or 8 deep, and they just go all out. I mean, the whole game, full court pressure. They get up in your face. It's crazy. Great conditioning.
Neufeld trying to go into Toot, and they say last touch by Baldwin. So that's only the 3rd turnover of this first half. Baldwin's not only forced some, but they've done a very good job of not turning it back over themselves. Fall back out of the pressure this time. Disbrow brings it up. She has been their best offensive weapon so far, 6 of their 12. Backside rebound for Fultz. Another chance for Disbrow. Fultz. Finally, they get it to go, and an official's timeout as one of the Bulldogs for Baldwin is down. And that is Carly Toot holding on to that left ankle. So another 3 offensive rebounds there before Fultz stuck it back for Anderson County. And again, gave up 16 offensive boards in the opener against Paola. And they are now up to, let's see, that's 7, 8. That is 10 already in the first half of this one. So that has definitely become one of the blemishes of this team early on. But like you mentioned, Ryan, earlier, a lot of it feels like they're just trying to go in there and just out-jump teams as opposed to rebound and box out, get positioning, and then have that ball come to them as a rebound.
You're allowed to, be physical and push girls around with your backside, get them out of there. You can't push them, with your arms, but, you can be physical and create some room and get that rebound. And right now it's just a lot of standing around and hoping that the ball comes down to you.
If you're a 6-foot team, maybe you can get away with that. This is not a 6-foot team for Baldwin. They are what I would call a small-ish team for most of the competition they're going to see. So that makes the fundamentals of rebounding all that much more important. As this is Reichard, another offensive board for her, and she'll go to the free throw line. So Alyssa with 3 offensive boards. Baldwin has been able to do a little bit of that of their own. The one thing they've done, Ryan, compared to Anderson County, is they've done a better job capitalizing off of their offensive rebounds. Even though there's fewer of them, they've been more effective with them.
Yeah, I'd say they've just done a much better job running their offense as a whole, sharing the ball, moving the ball, and penetrating the gaps. Anderson County's been able to get it down to that short corner, kind of on the baseline. That's where most of their offense is coming from, but they've turned it over far too much for me in this game. That's why they're down 13.
Reichard hits the first, went 1 of 7 at the line in the opener, and 1 of 2 on her first trip there tonight. 27-14 Baldwin. 90 seconds to play until halftime. Good first half for Baldwin here on the road. Looking to get to 2-0 to start this young season. Anderson County trying to get to 2-0 as well, but they've got work to do. Overstreet into Disbrow. Chloe Neufeld collapsed down on her and commits the foul.
Still not in the bonus. Well, that one is 7.
That just put him in the bonus with the 7th. A 1-and-1 opportunity coming up for Anderson County. The shooter will be Kylie Disbrow. She has, or excuse me, it's not Disbrow. It's 14, not 24. It's Caitlin Fultz, who was 0 for 2 at the line. 2 points, 5 rebounds in this first half for Fultz. Misses the front end, but an offensive rebound. Put back try, misses by Summer, and Carly Neufeld clears it for Baldwin. Smith dribbles into some traffic. It's bailed out. Now up top to Reichard. Cleared away by Fudge. Under a minute to play in this first half. Quick movement up top to Disbrow. Smith the rebound. Here comes Baldwin, up 13. Neufeld spotted Lang, but then deflected out by Disbrow. And Lang, fortunate that ball had already hit on the end line as she was trying to save the deflection by Disbrow. But Baldwin will inbound. 43.5 to go in this quarter. We'll have the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show coming up here in moments. Look back at the first half, run down all the first half stats for you, and get set for a second half of a game that Baldwin is hoping to once again go wire to wire for a victory. Same thing they did Friday night. Lang, good spot back side for Berg. Now back up to Neufeld with 30 seconds to go in the half. And a hand check on Lexi Overstreet. That was the final foul to give for Anderson County, so no harm. Can't say no foul because it was, but they won't shoot. Second on Overstreet. In comes Marin Frost once more for Baldwin, so they get the shooters back out there for what they anticipate to be one final look here in this half, up by 13 and 16 seconds to go. Neufeld with 5. Finds Frost in the corner, and that's a perfect way to close out the half. Marin Frost, her first field goal of the half, makes it a 16-point Baldwin lead at the break. 30-14 Baldwin on top of Anderson County. The Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show is coming your way next.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Welcome into the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. There to help you protect what matters most. That's Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting and see how Kelly and his team can help you achieve your financial goals, both present and future. 30-14, our score here at the break. No ties, no lead changes. It was all Baldwin in that first half. A 10-0 run to open the game. Anderson County, to their credit, did settle back in, go on a 7-0 run to close that gap back down to just 3 at 10-7, then again at 12-9. But Baldwin once again put together a 14-3 run to close out the first quarter and start the second quarter to balloon that lead up to 14, and now it sits at 16. And what was all in all, Ryan, a very good first half of basketball for Baldwin.
Yeah, all around it was really nice. I thought it all started on the defensive end of the floor. That press, same as we saw last year, creating a lot of turnovers, getting them out on the run. They got some easy layups from that. But overall, I think offensively, it was just the ball movement and the penetration and finding those gaps in the zone and then able to kick it out to some wide open shooters. We've chronicled in that first half. Carly Neufeld really went off. She was hot in that first half. Maybe she can come back out in the second half and get a career high going tonight. We'll see. But, yeah, overall just start to finish in that first half, a great first half for the Dogs.
Well, she's more than halfway there to that career high number. We'll see what the second half has in store. Let's check the first half numbers for you. We'll do it right after this word from Farm Bureau Financial Services.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
30-14, our halftime score. Baldwin on top of Anderson County as we check the numbers. Brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services at 608 High Street in Baldwin City, where they'll help you confidently tackle tax season, even the highly specific situations. They'll help make sense of it all and meet your critical business needs with minimal investment. Timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed. Visit newfrontiertbs.com or call 785-594-1204 to learn more. Well, Ryan mentioned that Baldwin defense. They forced 8 turnovers out of Anderson County. 3 of those came on the opening 3 possessions of the game. Anderson County did get a little bit better after that, but Baldwin only turned it over 3 times. That comes after they turned it over 15 times in their opener against Paola, so really cutting down that number. That's going to help the offensive numbers when you do that, as they scored 30 first-half points after scoring just 43 all game against Paola in the opener. Free throw line, slight improvement there as well for Baldwin. 5 of 10 in that first half. Anderson County, they had the woes at the line going, though. Just 2 for 7 for Anderson County in the first half, and they did not make a single three-point shot in that first half, did Anderson County, whereas Baldwin, they knocked down 5 of them, 3 of them from Carly Neufeld, 1 each from Marin Frost and Bailey Smith. So that's a 15-point edge just on the three-point shot alone. That's a big difference maker, and Baldwin has it going their way in that department. Some of the individual numbers for you. The Anderson County scoring numbers is led by Kylie Disbrow. She has 6. Nobody else with more than 3. That's Addie Fudge, who has 3. And then Rylan Summer and Caitlin Foltz each with 2. Kalina Edgecombe with 1. Disbrow leads the team on the glass with 7 rebounds. Caitlin Foltz added 5. Addie Fudge and Rylan Summer each with 3. And nobody with more than 1 assist, but it looks like Summer and Foltz with 1 helper apiece. For Baldwin, leading scorer was Carly Neufeld, who outscores Anderson County in that first half. 15 first half points from Neufeld, 7 in the first quarter, 8 more in the second quarter, hit 3 3-pointers. She's tied her season high, again 1 game in, from that opener against Paola. The career high is 24, and we'll see if she can match that marker better. It is. She is off to a great start tonight, really shooting it with confidence. 15 first-half points from Carly Neufeld. Marin Frost with 4. 2 points from Emma Kate Lang, 3 from Alyssa Reichard, 1 from Lauren Berg, 2 from Chloe Neufeld, and 3 from Bailey Smith. So a lot of different girls getting in that scoring column as well. As Ryan mentioned, the ball movement and sharing that basketball. 2 assists from Alyssa Reichard. That leads the team. But Marin Frost, Carly Neufeld, Carly Toot, and Bailey Smith all have assists as well in that first half. On the glass, it was Alyssa Reichard leading Baldwin with 6 first-half boards, including a trio of offensive rebounds. Bailey Smith also with 3. Emma Kate Lang with 3 for Baldwin as well. Those are your numbers brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services, as we are at the half here in Garnett tonight at Anderson County High School, and it is a 30-14 Baldwin lead as the Bulldogs of Baldwin High look to make it at least 19 straight victories over Anderson County, going back as far as the records will show me through 2007. Let's protect it. Second half starts next here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Start of the second half here in Garnett tonight. Anderson County High School. It is a 30-14 Baldwin lead on top of Anderson County as we head off to this second half. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the #1 land brokerage for farm, ranch, and recreational properties. If you're looking to find your next dream property or perhaps you're thinking about listing, then go with the best in the business. Shad and Penny Sheldon at Hayden Outdoors. Go online to HaydenOutdoors.com to see all of their listings, including a newly remodeled home, the perfect modern farmhouse just outside of Baldwin. Sits on just under 4 acres of tree-lined, undeveloped farm ground. Check out that beautiful property and more at HaydenOutdoors.com. Anderson County will have the basketball to start this second half, and they are in big need of a spark to get this second half going as they find themselves down 16 right now on their home floor, trying to avoid what would be at least a 19th consecutive loss to this Baldwin team. Inside to Edgecombe, quickly to Summer. Disbrow, the offensive rebound, but another empty trip after the offensive rebound. The second chance points have just not been there, despite now 11 offensive rebounds in the game.
That's kind of similar to that Paola game. A lot of offensive rebounds given up, but they just are not converting them. Can't count on that rest of the season, though.
Second foul on Kylie Disbrow. And Baldwin, after a 30-point first half, let's see what they have in store here for us in the second. Shot the ball very well, moved the ball very well in that first half. Lang, good strong post inside. Frost gets it to her. Now back to Reichard, and it's cleared by Summer.
That was a nice offense there, though. Lang, like you mentioned, nice job posting up down there. Reichard made a nice cut. Just couldn't finish.
Edgecombe doubled in the short corner. And Bailey Smith steps in to intercept the pass. Bailey surveying, lobs up to Frost. Extra pass to Reichard, going with the right hand for the lefty. Not there for her, and Disbrow is now up to 9 boards for Anderson County. Fultz.
Man, they missed somebody wide open on that backside.
Fudge will take a contested 3 instead. Offensive rebound for Disbrow. And that should be, I guess not. It's going to stay with Anderson County. Disbrow will inbound. A couple of buckets away from a double-double tonight for Disbrow. She gets it from Fudge. Nice pass backside to Summer. And there is a bucket for Anderson County that they have needed in the most desperate of ways. They have only scored 1 bucket since the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. Disbrow, another clear for Anderson County. And hacked on the way up is Fultz. Carly Neufeld picks up the foul. Free throws coming up for Caitlin Fultz as Disbrow has gone to the distributor now as she has picked up 1 assist, won't get an official assist. I mean, where do you stand, Ryan? If you feed a player like this and they make both free throws, should you get the assist?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but that was just to pad my own personal stats.
Fultz does make the first.
Anderson County's doing a lot better job using their height, though, getting the ball inside. A couple possessions in a row now. Got nice, easy looks down there to force a foul on this one. Baldwin's got to do a better job picking up their girl and not let them get just a clear run to the rim.
So a pair of free throws it is for Caitlin Fultz. And it's a 12-point lead, though, still for Baldwin. Reichard to Lang. That's a nice high percentage look right there. Emma Kate Lang with 4. Inside, Fultz missed it from close, but an offensive board, Edgecombe. Fudge. And it's tapped out to Smith for Baldwin. Here comes Neufeld. And she's fouled by Addie Fudge, so Carly will go to the line. 15 first half points for Neufeld. And it wasn't just a big spurt either. She was consistent throughout the entire first half. 7 in the first, 8 in the second quarter. And out of the line for the first time in this one, went 1 of 2 at the free throw line in the opener Friday night against Paola. Last year, she was a 66% free throw shooter, which was the best mark on the team for Baldwin as Chloe Neufeld checks back in, replacing Marin Frost. Also led the team in three-pointers last year, made 42 triples. She's up to 7 in a game and a half this year. And hits both of the foul shots. Samantha Scraper will check in for the first time tonight. Scraper had a couple of rebounds, did not score in the game against Paola Friday night. 34-18 Baldwin, 5.5 to go, third quarter. Summer finds Edgecombe running the baseline. And now Neufeld intercepts the pass. They were trying to go into the block to Fultz. Carly all the way with it. And had it blocked by Fudge. It's going to stay with Baldwin as it goes off of Summer. Disbrow returns for Anderson County. Reichard returns for Baldwin. Neufeld gets it right back. Penetrates and then trying to kick it out to her younger sister Chloe. Throws it away. And in the official's word, got too much arm here. That's on Chloe Neufeld. And that will be Chloe's third.
That's one thing about both of the girls and the boys for Baldwin is they're not necessarily deep teams, so foul troubles could be an issue if girls start racking up those kind of cheap reach-in fouls.
Trap set on Edgecombe. A good screen by Edgecombe. Peels off the defender and gives Disbrow a nice look at it. 34-20. Reichard. Bailey Smith, relentless on-ball defense, just does not let you breathe as the ball handler, and it forces a turnover. Stolen by Reichard, and she's able to finish it for Baldwin. And right back at it, Bailey Smith.
I mean, you can see even when Baldwin doesn't set up their full-court press, she's still up there.
She's a one-girl press all time. Here's Disbrow inside on the feed from Fudge. And Kylie Disbrow now a double-double, 10 points, 12 rebounds. Timeout Baldwin. Eric Toot will take a timeout with 3:49 left to play in this third quarter. And it is a 36-22 Baldwin lead. Back in a moment here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
(36-22). Baldwin, they led by 16 at the half. A 14-point lead currently for the Baldwin Bulldogs on the road here in Garnett tonight, taking on the Anderson County Bulldogs. 3:49 left to play in the third. Baldwin basketball. Aaron Frost will bring it up. Bailey Smith, Sam Scraper, Emma Kate Lang, and Alyssa Reichard on the floor for Baldwin. This is Reichard looking for three. Fultz on the right side with the board for Anderson County. Bailey Smith call for the foul. That will be the third against the Bulldogs of this second half. It's the second on Smith. Despite the foul, Bailey not giving up any of the pressure, and she forces Anderson County into another turnover. Neufeld, that's Carly checking back in for Baldwin, replacing Scraper. Zone defense from Anderson County, and it's left Neufeld open numerous times tonight for threes. This time passes it across for Frost. Marin steps into the mid-range, and Lang going to be called with a foul there. So the first personal foul on senior Emma Kate Lang. That was knocked in. No, it was not knocked into the backcourt. Now, Anderson County is going to argue that it was. It looked like Smith may have poked that one free from Fudge. And had Smith been the one that forced that ball, knocked it into the backcourt, Fudge is able to go and retrieve it. But they say it was not touched by Smith and just lost by Fudge. So that's an over and back and another turnover on Anderson County, their 12th of the game.
Got 2 straight possessions there. Just the pressure from Bailey Smith defensively forcing a turnover. Stealing an extra one for the Bulldogs, or Baldwin Bulldogs.
Neufeld gives it up that time as the defender was positioned well. Smith able to run it down. Neufeld, the drive and kick, had Smith in the corner there. She spots her. Neufeld has it blocked. Good job, Emma Kate Lang, seeing that that ball was going to be deflected, tracking it and keeping it alive. Baldwin will have another chance. Baldwin having a tough time getting anybody open here. And Disbrow rejects the shot attempt by Reichert. Disbrow posting on the block. Go down to her. They've got her quadruple teamed. But Fudge left it short.
I mean, you can just see that overall team effort on defense. Everybody's moving. Everybody has a job to do. Even if it's not your man on defense, you can rotate over and help out. And that's just something that these girls for Baldwin do so well. They did it well last year, and it's a quality. Playing good defense can keep you in a lot of ball games, even if you're not making shots like they are tonight. Kind of stalled out the offense has the second half, though.
Yeah, just 6 points here in this third quarter with 1:20 to play in the period.
They're got that ball to the high post there, and now you can reverse it and open things up.
Smith gets rid of it to Scraper. They had scored 15 Baldwin in each the first and second quarters of this game, but less than half of that in this third. The good news is their lead has only lost 2 points of it. They were up 16 at the break, now up 14. Lang, and a timeout just before Lang turned it over. Eric Toot coming up, as Ryan says, in the clutch with the timeout. They're just in time, and that will save this possession for Baldwin. With less than a minute left here in the quarter, 36-22 Baldwin. Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing, a family-owned company in Baldwin City that services many different industries, from food processing to heavy and light industrial, oil and gas, and many more. With state-of-the-art machine tools and a great work environment that offers excellent pay and competitive benefits, it's the perfect place to start your next career. Find out more by emailing jobs@riceprecision.com. So let's see if the girls can reward Coach Toot for the timeout that was ever so perfectly timed.
That was a bad position that I think it was Emma Kate Lang found herself in down there in the short corner, had herself trapped. So it was a nice timeout, save a possession, like you said, and maybe you can get a clean look here. Anderson County's been much more active defensively this second half too, moving around, keeping those arms wide.
I feel like they've extended their zone out on the perimeter, which means Baldwin really needs to get this ball into the post to try and collapse them down a little bit, because they've really, I mean, you can look at the outside of the zone, even the bottom, they're all out on the perimeter. And there's a Baldwin turnover. It's just their 5th of the game, but 2 of those 5 have come here in this third quarter. Disbrow with a big screen. That opens up the lane for Fudge, but missed the layup. Offensive rebound to Summer. 20 seconds left of the half, and Neufeld just ripped it right out of the hands of Clark. And then Clark commits the foul after the turnover.
Yeah, Baldwin, they're playing pretty good defensively. Like I said, they're rotating over, helping each other out. But to be quite honest, if Anderson County just makes some layups in this one, this is a much closer game than it is right now. They've missed a lot of bunnies down there.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot the same as we saw on Friday night against Paola, where the Panthers had a lot of similar looks that just would not go for them. And Baldwin has shot the ball a little bit better overall tonight, not so much in this third quarter, but Frost, it's a good look there from the corner. Offensive board for Reichard, and it's blocked on the way back up by Summer. That will end the third quarter. So a low-scoring third, just 6 points in that period for Baldwin, but they lead by 14 as we go to the fourth here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Start of the fourth quarter, 36-22 Baldwin on top of Anderson County, along with Ryan Hilmer. I'm Bryce Kessler. We're in Garnett tonight for this basketball doubleheader. The boys' game still to come tonight, so don't go anywhere when this one's final. We'll get you the player of the game, brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services. Wrap up all the final stats from this girls' game and then get you set for the boys' game. All right here on Baldwin Sports Live tonight, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Baldwin by 14 as we start this fourth. Only 6 third quarter points, but they only gave up 8, so still with a nice lead here in this final period. Chloe Neufeld and Carly Neufeld both on the floor, along with Reichard, Lang, and Frost. Fudge, Clark, Disbrow, Fultz, and Summer, the 5 for Anderson County. Nice bounce pass inside by Chloe Neufeld, but a shot off the mark from Reichard, rebounded by Disbrow, who has 13 rebounds to lead all players in this game.
That's exactly what you got to do, though, when they're extending the zone like that, is to get a drive, draw some girls out of position, a little drop pass.
Another close range shot that misses. Set up nicely by Fudge on that pass, but Anderson County continues to just struggle to score from point-blank range. A foul committed after the miss by Kylie Disbrow, her third. And it's Baldwin basketball with 7:03 to go and leading by 14.
It's part of what I love about this Baldwin team, though, is they are very experienced. Actually, got, 3 juniors, 4 seniors out of the girls that, feature a lot. Besides Berg's a sophomore and Chloe's a freshman, but very experienced. Fourth quarter, up 14. They should be able to salt this thing away, up 16. No, 14, can't count.
In Ryan's defense, he has a very poor view of the scoreboard. The one side he can't see it all, and the other side he's looking at it at like a, I don't know what
right down the
angle,
line.
but it's barely visible.
Anyway, the moral of the story is that I think Baldwin's got a pretty good chance here if they just stay within themselves.
Well, and especially because Anderson County has just struggled to score.
Yeah.
And some of that credit obviously goes to Baldwin. The Bulldogs, here's a timeout taken by Amy Disbrow, as that, similar to the Eric Toot timeout, may have saved a turnover there for Anderson County. But you certainly have to credit the Baldwin defense. They are a big part of why Anderson County has struggled, because they've just been relentless with their pressure tonight. Don't let you breathe. But then, on the same token, Anderson County has missed a multitude of opportunities that they would tell you most nights they're going to probably make.
Yeah, and it's not something that you can rely on throughout the course of the year, for teams that continue missing these bunnies. So you got to button it up a little bit more defensively.
Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by the Bullpen. Check out Wildcat Wednesday specials. Enjoy karaoke Thursdays, live entertainment on many Friday and Saturday nights, and of course Sunday football. Check them out on Facebook at Bullpen Baldwin City. They're open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. and Sundays 10 to 8 at your locally owned sports bar with the classic ballpark food in downtown Baldwin City. 6:24 to play. We've only had a total of 14 points scored in this second half. 6 from Baldwin, 8 from Anderson County. And that's a foul on the catch. Looks like Emma Kate Lang is going to pick up that personal foul, and that is 6 team fouls. So next foul on Baldwin would put Anderson County at the free throw line.
Haven't been a whole ton of fouls called in this one. Both teams kind of barely got to that.
A three-pointer out of the corner. So Disbrow up to 13 points to go along with her 13 rebounds, and it's 36-25. And Baldwin did really struggle at the free throw line in our opener, so you don't want to see this game get a whole lot closer if you're Baldwin, and then to the point where Anderson County starts fouling and making you go and knock down free throws.
That's a good point. I think you want to put this thing away right now, keep scoring, keep the pressure on.
Good pass inside to Lang. And now Reichert trying to work past Summer. Good find in the corner. Neufeld, wide open look. Off the front iron, though, and rebounded by Summer. 5.5 to go. Summer on the pick and roll. They can't connect. Stolen by Smith.
Really nice hands by Reichert, too, to deflect that.
Drive and kick. Frost for 3. There you go. Marin Frost knocks down the tray on the 4th assist of the game from Alyssa Reichert, and it's 39-25 with 5 and change to play.
Really felt like Baldwin needed that one. Just kind of reeling offensively and gets him back into the rhythm.
They'd only made 2 shots in the second half. Had a couple of free throws as well. Here's Neufeld bringing it up for the Bulldogs. Has a chance to create, but she thought Smith was going to float more into the corner, and Smith stopped down on the wing, and they turn it over. Lauren Berg checks back in for Baldwin. Lexi Overstreet back on for Anderson County. 39-25 Baldwin, 4:45 to go.
Oh.
Neufeld comes up with the steal to Smith. And Bailey got herself a little deep to be able to finish, but she will have a chance at the free throw line. Anderson County commits the foul. It will be called on Overstreet, her 3rd. And the 5th team fouls with 4:33 to play, up by 14. It's Bailey Smith at the line, 1 of 2 on Friday night. She was 1 of 6 last year at the free throw line as a sophomore.
That last possession kind of tells part of the story for Anderson County offensively. It's just a careless turnover. Baldwin didn't really have to work too hard for that one. Shooting themselves in the foot all night long.
Smith swishes in both of the free throws. 5 points, 4 rebounds tonight from Smith. Both those match career best for her, and it's another turnover. This time Frost leads the break. Swinging around. They'll settle it back in offensively, up 41-25. The 16-point lead matches their largest of the game. Timeout, Baldwin. 4:14 to play. And the Bulldogs take a timeout, try to draw something up to give them their largest lead of this game, currently matching that margin at 16. Take a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule for you here on Baldwin Sports Live. Coming up Friday night, the Dogs are back home to host Burlington. Next week, 2 more games for Baldwin. Tuesday night on the road at Lewisburg. Friday night on the road at Spring Hill. So it's a double dip of road action next week for the Bulldogs. That's all coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors. You can check out our upcoming broadcast schedule weekly in the Baldwin City Community News, your local weekly newspaper with the latest news, opinions, sports, ads, and more. Subscribe for just $5 a month and stay up to date with the latest local news from the Baldwin City Community Newspaper. Stop by downtown at The Nook, 703 8th Street to subscribe. And perhaps a nice Christmas gift for somebody. Subscribe them to the Baldwin City Community News. You can pay for the full year up front and get a discount in doing so. 703 8th Street is the Nook. Stop by there and sign up for your local weekly newspaper. Just $5 a month. 4:14 left to go. Baldwin 41, Anderson County 25. Baldwin to inbound. Neufeld had 15 first half points, has only scored a couple of free throws in this second half, but that big first half may be enough to propel the Bulldogs to this victory.
It's like they're just content to run some clock here. Anderson County might want to come out of that 2-3 zone, put some more pressure.
Neufeld brings it all the way back out near midcourt, and they will continue to let that clock run. Down to 3.5 to go.
This is one of those things that I don't like to see, but if they're going to let you do it, why not? You know what I mean? Or you're up 16, if they're going to just let you pass it around and not come pressure you, then.
Yeah, proponents of the shot clock are right now screaming, but at the same time, if a team sits back in a zone, it makes it awfully hard not to just.
So now they're going to match up and play man.
Well, let's see what action Baldwin gets now off of this. And still looking like they're just going to keep this thing spread out. See if Anderson County takes a gamble at some point and opens up a wide open lane.
I mean, yeah, with no shot clock, it's really just a numbers game. You know, you don't give them enough possessions that they can even have a chance to come back.
And here goes Smith on the crossover to get around the defender Summer, but Disbrow there to help her out on the help defense with the rejection. She's had a handful of block shots today, and she's really put together a nice stat line for Anderson County. 13 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 or 5. I don't have the official block number, but it's at least been 4 or 5 of those as well. So another minute has ticked off the clock since we started this one. We're down to 2.5 to go, and eventually Baldwin turns it over. Disbrow to Edgecombe. And a deflection, nearly another turnover, but they capitalize underneath with Disbrow. 41-27, 2 minutes to go. Haley going one-on-one with Summer. Now Neufeld on the attack, and she is fouled. That was the final foul to give for Anderson County, their 6th team foul. 4th personal on Overstreet. And Baldwin wants another timeout. So we'll step aside. You're watching Bulldog basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate on Baldwin Sports Live.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
41-27, Baldwin on top of Anderson County as we play the final couple of minutes of this 4th quarter. Baldwin looking to close out A second straight victory to start the season on the heels of a 43-36 win Friday night against Paola. They led wire to wire in that game, and they have, to this point, done the same tonight here in Garnett. And a minute 40 left to try and close out this second straight victory. Carly Neufeld will inbound for Baldwin. Bulldog basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors here on Baldwin Sports Live. Game 2 of the doubleheader coming up. Following this one, we'll name our Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game as well at the conclusion of this ball game. And that should have been an over and back. They're going to call it travel instead. I don't believe that ball got hit at all by Anderson County. It's neither here nor there now because it's a turnover regardless. But with 90 seconds to go, the Bulldogs have now turned it over a couple of times here in the closing seconds as they've more or less gone to a keep-away game.
I was going to say, the way they're playing, it's kind of like it's either going to end at the end of the game or in a turnover. It don't look like they're very interested in putting a shot up.
There's a jump ball. It'll stay with Anderson County. If you're Anderson County, obviously time certainly becomes of the essence now, and they have not made but one three-pointer in this game. Kylie Disbrow is the only three-pointer they've made, and not that they have to start shooting threes necessarily, but whatever they do, they've got to start doing it quickly. And that is going to be another jump ball. This time it will go over to Baldwin. And at a 14-point margin with a minute 10 to go, I don't know that they'll just automatically foul, but I don't know that they'll avoid fouling either, and that's what happens as Chloe Neufeld gets knocked down to the floor. So the freshman will go to the free throw line as that is team foul number 7 on Anderson County.
Well, if you're down late and you're playing a team that went 11 of 30 from free throws last week, why not?
Yeah,
keep fouling.
I mean, honestly, if you had the depth, which I don't know that they necessarily do, but you probably should have started fouling about 4 minutes to go.
Yeah. Problem is, like we've mentioned, there's a couple girls on Baldwin that can knock them down at a pretty consistent basis.
Yeah. And Chloe perhaps going to be one of those girls this year. She was 5 for 7 against Paola. She started 2 for 2 in this game, but she missed her last 2, so she's now 2 for 4 at the line tonight. But let's see if the freshman can knock a pair down here with 1:08 to go. Trying to help ice this one away for Baldwin. The first one rattles out. Fudge all the way, and it will be waved off. No shot attempt, which means it's a 1-and-1 instead of 2 shots. That was foul number 7 on Baldwin. And that is foul number 5 on Chloe Neufeld. So her night ends. 2 points for the freshman here this evening. And that will put Addie Fudge at the free throw line. 1 out of 1 at the stripe so far. They're now 5 of 10. Anderson County at the free throw line tonight. And the second shot makes this a 12-point game. Another foul. This time it'll be Marin Frost, who the early returns would suggest the one you want going to the line for Baldwin. 4 of 5 so far through almost 2 games. One and one again. Baldwin just missed the front end of the 1-and-1 last time. And Frost perfect on that attempt. Second straight 9-point game to start the year for Marin Frost. It's 43-29, Baldwin under a minute to go. Disbrow can't finish over top of Lang, who then jumps up to grab the rebound. She's had a nice game for Baldwin. 5 boards, 4 points as well, both matching her season debut numbers against Paola. Smith flirting with that midcourt line as she brings it back near side with down to 13 seconds to go. Scraper sends it over to Kyan Frost, who's in for the first time for Baldwin. And that is going to do it. So Baldwin once again goes wire to wire for the victory. They start 2-0 with a 43-29 victory over Anderson County. We'll be back to name our Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game and all the final numbers from this one right after this here on Baldwin Sports Live.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Welcome back to Garnett Anderson County High School at the final on the girls' side. They've already cleared the scoreboard, but the final is 43-29. Baldwin now 2-0, and Anderson County drops to 1-1. Baldwin gave up just 36 points in their opener. They give up only 29 points tonight. The offense, I suppose you could say, has been consistent. 43 points in both games, although a much better first half offensively where they scored 30 and just 13 points in the second half of this game. But a win's a win. They will take it, and they are 2-0 to start the season. It's time to name tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game. And a lot of well-rounded performances from everybody tonight, but Alyssa Reichert is tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game with a nice well-rounded game, Ryan. 5 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, was involved in every aspect of it. Offensively had 4 offensive rebounds as well. Nice all-around game from Reichert.
Yeah, she does a little bit of everything. I mentioned that's one of her most underrated aspects is she gets a lot of assists. She can turn around, get an offensive rebound, and find an open shooter. Carly really benefited from that a couple times, but yeah, I thought a really nice game from Reichert, and when Baldwin needed somebody to step up offensively, she was pretty aggressive, so good game by Alyssa tonight.
Alyssa Reichert is tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game. From insurance to investments, wealth management, and financial planning, Farm Bureau Financial Services is there to help you protect what matters most. Call today and set up a meeting with your local Farm Bureau team at 785-594-1055. It's your future. Let's protect it. All right, let's take a look also at the final numbers in this one, brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services. Bulldogs were led in scoring tonight by Carly Neufeld, 17 points. She was on a blistering pace in the start of this game at 15 first-half points. Held to just 2 free throws in the second half, but she still finishes with game-high scoring honors. 17 points tonight from Neufeld. Marin Frost for the second straight game scores 9 points for Baldwin. Emma Kate Lang added 4. Alyssa Reichert with 5. Lauren Berg with 1. Chloe Neufeld with 2. And Bailey Smith with 5. On the glass, it was Reichert leading the way for the Bulldogs with 7 boards. Emma Kate Lang added 5. Bailey Smith with 4. And in the assist department, Reichert 4 assists led the way for Baldwin in this game. They only turned it over 8 times as well, so that's a really good number there for Baldwin, just 8 turnovers. And they did shoot the free throws better. Still some room for improvement, but 11 out of 17 at the free throw line. As for Anderson County, they turned it over 17 times in this ball game. They shot 6 of 11 at the line. They were led by Kylie Disbrow, who put up a really good individual stat line tonight. 15 points, 14 rebounds, and a couple of assists. So she led the team in all 3 of those categories tonight for Anderson County. The rest of the scoring, Kalina Edgecombe with 1, Ryland Summer with 4, Caitlin Fultz with 4, Addie Fudge with 5. But it's a 43-29 victory for the Baldwin Bulldogs, who never trailed again but the second straight night. And they are off to a 2-0 start here in 2022-2023. They will host Burlington coming up on Friday night. Burlington came into the night 0-1. Anderson County, they are 1-1 now, and they will be back home again on Friday night, where they will host Lewisburg, who came into the evening at 1-0 as well. That's going to wrap things up on the girls' side. A nice Baldwin victory, 43-29 your final. We'll flip the script over to the boys' game when we come back. You're watching Bulldog Basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
Welcome back into Anderson County High School in Garnett tonight, where we are headed to Game 2 of our doubleheader, the Baldwin State Bank pregame show for your boys' game now, brought to you by the Baldwin State Bank. Personal service from people who care. That's what you get at your hometown community bank, Baldwin State Bank. Whether it's personal finances, business money management, loans and credit, or savings for retirement, go see the folks at Baldwin State Bank and enjoy a better banking experience with your friends and neighbors who have been there for over 120 years at the Baldwin State Bank. Baldwin 1-0, Anderson County 1-0. Another good matchup on tap here for Game 2 of our doubleheader. Anderson County a 61-54 victory over Iola on their opening night this past Friday. They forced Iola into 21 turnovers with this full court trapping pressure. They put them on the line 20 times as well. And thankfully for Anderson County, Iola only made 55%, and they went 11 of 20 and turned it over 21 times. And yet it still came down to the wire for Anderson County, but a win is a win, as they say, and they got that on opening night. As for Baldwin, a bit of a slow start. They trailed 12-6 after the first quarter on Friday against Paola, but they then outscored the Panthers 23-13 in the second quarter to take a 4-point halftime lead. They opened up the second half on a 14-3 run, and it was pretty much history from that point on. The good, 36 points allowed only. The defense was great. And the other part of the good, 17 assists on 19 field goals in that opener. That is a coach's dream to see that kind of assist to field goal ratio. The bad side, though, Baldwin did turn it over 18 times, and they only shot 9 of 19 at the free throw line as well. And this is a team they're going to see tonight that likes to force turnovers and is not afraid to put you on the line. So if those two things happen again here tonight, Baldwin could be in for, should we say, a dogfight with the Anderson County Bulldogs here.
Yeah, I like what you did there. You kind of took it right out of my mouth there. I was going to say that. But, yeah, I mean, tonight that press, that's going to be the number one thing. It's a lot different than the girls. You know, girls sat back in the zone, but the boys are going to come out. They're going to press you. They're going to try to create turnovers. Like you said, 18 turnovers. That's not terrible if you get 17 assists, but you'd like to see that number come down. And I think tonight they're going to have to, just like the girls, drive in, get some penetration, and then kick it out, get some open threes, because Baldwin, they've got some guys, Zembecki, Carr, Grosner, you know, they got some guys that can spot up and shoot it. And I hear this younger Carr is going to be a pretty good shooter. I haven't seen him yet. I missed that first game of the year, so I'm excited to watch him play for the first time. But, yeah, I think overall Baldwin's got a good chance, and I'm ready for another good game.
Yeah, and talking about Cooper Carr, the freshman, he's hoping he can stay on the floor a little bit longer here tonight in this one as well. Battled some foul troubles and eventually did foul out of that game against Paola on Friday night. He scored the very first bucket of the game, and you thought, oh my, it could be a big night for the freshman in his debut. I mean, he got the start on opening night as a freshman and scored the opening bucket. Then the fouls started settling in. He ended up with 2 first quarter fouls, ended up fouling out of the ball game. But yeah, it was a nice debut for him, and it was a Baldwin team. You could just see the athleticism, see the shooting ability. Joey Zembecki, 4 of 8 from 3, 18 points. That came off of the bench in that season opener. So excited to see what the second ball game of the year has in store for Baldwin here tonight. As for Anderson County, they are a deep team, or at least they play a bunch of guys deep, whether that means because they have that much talent or deep because their style of play requires multiple bodies. But they're going to have about a 10-guy rotation. They're going to play full-court basketball, the 1-2-1-1 full-court trap, multiple defensive looks as well. It looked like in that game against Iola, they run what we used to call the amoeba defense, kind of a matchup 1-1-3 kind of zone defense where it looks like it's a man, but yet it's not. You're in zones, but you're matching up in those zones. It can be kind of confusing defense, especially if you're not prepared for it. Now, I expect Donnie Blanchett and Pete Carr and the guys have them prepared for that kind of a look in this game tonight, but there may be some adjustment needed, and that where you have a nice senior leader like Caleb Carr at the point to make sure you get the guys in the right looks. Yeah, a couple of seniors leading this team. You mentioned Carr and Darnell as well down low. He's going to feature big in this one, but yeah, I think overall what this Anderson County defense is going to want to do is try to speed up the Baldwin Bulldogs, and if they can just stay under control, they want to get out and run. That's kind of their game, but if they can stay under control, stay out of foul trouble, don't get too many charges. I know Caleb sometimes gets in there a little out of control, and he can get a charge called on him. He had a couple in that Paola game, so we'll see tonight if they can stay under control but still play at their pace and get some open shots up tonight. We'll take a look at that and more when we come back. And our keys to the game, the State Farm Insurance game plan, that's coming up right after this. You're watching Bulldog basketball on the Baldwin State Bank pregame show for our boys game coming up in moments here on Baldwin Sports Live.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face to face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show, getting you set for Bulldog Hoops tonight, taking on Anderson County on the road. It's time to take a look at our State Farm Insurance game plan, brought to you by your State Farm agent, Cody Anno. We talked about the trap. You got to handle that 1-2-1-1 full court trap, and the Bulldogs, I'm sure, have been prepping that in the last couple of days in their practices, but that's what Anderson County wants, to force you into some turnovers. They want to trap you. They want to make you make bad decisions. If you're prepared for it, though, you can break those presses. You just got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, really. It's the way you look at it. You can look at it, they want to speed you up and force turnovers, or you can look at it as they're just giving you a bunch of layups if you break that correctly and you get down the floor and create some 2-on-1, 3-on-2 opportunities, and then you got the numbers. You can get some easy baskets that way.
Yeah, and I think that's what leads into what we talk about in our game plan, that offensive patient as well. That first open shot doesn't mean it's the good shot, and they're going to have some opportunities to take quick shots in this game. Now, Baldwin does like to play fast. They like to go and run and gun, and I don't know that Coach Blanchett has ever seen his guys take a bad open shot necessarily because he just likes them to feel free, feel confident, and shoot the ball. But I think tonight they're going to have plenty of open opportunities. It's a matter of taking the good ones, taking the correct ones, and taking advantage of some openings that this trapping press is going to give them.
Yeah, and if I can just add number 3 to those keys of the game is get off to a faster start. You mentioned they dropped back 12-6, had a slow start in that first game of the year. They did that a couple times last year as well, so I'd like to see them come out in this first quarter, get some baskets early, and start to bury this Anderson County team early.
Your game plan brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno. They have Santa coming to town on Thursday, so make plans. It's free to come out to the Baldwin City Golf Course. The big fella will be there from 5 to 8, taking free photos, enjoy hot chocolate, cookie decorating. It's all free. It's all brought to you in part by Cody Anno at State Farm Insurance. So come out and welcome Santa to town Thursday, December 8th. That's just a couple of days away out of the Baldwin City Golf Course. Starting lineups, opening tip. It's all next here on Baldwin Sports Live. You've been watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show for Bulldog basketball.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
We are back here at Anderson County High School in Garnett. Bulldogs on the road. The Baldwin Bulldogs on the road for the first time here on the new season after a 18-point opening night victory over the Payola Panthers on their home floor. And the Bulldogs have lost their last 3 road ventures going back to last season, but they will look to get back in the win column here tonight and do it over a fellow Bulldog in Anderson County. It looks like they're going to have the national anthem again, so I'm delaying before I jump into these starting lineups because they're unfurling the flag in at midcourt. So we'll step aside once again with those when the national anthem begins here, and then when we come back, we will get you those starting lineups and the opening tip-off. So that's all coming up right after this. You're watching Bulldog Basketball on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Time for your starting lineups in this ball game. Baldwin and Anderson County coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live. And here are Your starters tonight for the visiting Baldwin Bulldogs. Talon Torres, 6-foot junior, 8 points, 3 boards in the opener. Riker Grossner, 6'3 junior, 6 points, 5 boards in the opener. Cooper Carr, 6'1 freshman, 2 points, 2 boards in that game against Paola. Caleb Carr, the honorable mention All-State, 5'11 senior, 14 points, 6 rebounds in the season opener against Paola. And Sam Darnell, a 6'4 senior, who pulled down a team-high 7 boards and dished out a team-high 5 assists as well in the opener. For Anderson County, 6'4 senior Garrison Martin, a 5'10 junior Preston Keyser, a 6'2 senior Dallas Keyser, a 5'11 senior Lane Richards, and a 6'5 senior Caden Register rounds out the lineup for Anderson County. The Anderson County Bulldogs are coached by Daniel Ray, and the Baldwin Bulldogs are coached by Donnie Blanchett and assisted by Pete Carr and Drew Tribon. Those are your starters, and they are brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. As you take a look at their lineup on the screen, don't miss out on all these great events and more, including live music, arts and crafts, unique experiences, youth and adult classes, and so much more. Learn more online at lumberyardartscenter.org. Create, play, innovate at your creative home in Baldwin City, the Lumberyard Arts Center. Time now for the opening tip. Tonight is brought to you by the Baldwin City Recreation Commission. And sign up today for Biddy Basketball, a youth clinic for kindergartners through second graders. You can learn basketball skills and drills alongside these same Bulldogs you're watching on the floor tonight. The Biddy Basketball Clinic from BCRC with the Baldwin High School basketball teams. The registration deadline is the end of the month, December 31st. And every kid gets their own basketball to take home and keep playing with as well. Register at baldwinrec.org or stop by the office downtown at 705 High Street. Bulldogs of Baldwin get the opening tip, and it is Grossner to Cooper Carr in the far corner as we are underway. Baldwin and Anderson County, both teams 1-0 on this young season. It's Darnell working from the high post, and Register, Martin may have gotten a piece of it, but Baldwin keeps it alive. Floater from Caleb Carr drops through, and a second chance opportunity results in 2 points for Baldwin.
That's a nice hustle by Grossner, keeping that ball alive, kicking it out to Caleb for a nice start to this game.
Baldwin 15-5 against Anderson County since 06. Won by 6 in their matchup a year ago in Baldwin. Good look on the opening possession from Preston Keyser. The three-pointer misses, and it's Cooper Carr who brings it up for the Bulldogs, but Cooper ends up dribbling into traffic, turning it over. Martin traveled with it on the catch. Well, here's that pressure, Ryan, we talked about. You're going to see this all game long, a 1-2, 1-1. They're going to invite the trap, trying to force you into quick, bad decisions. Baldwin with an experienced point guard in Caleb Carr. A couple of inexperienced guys, though, in that press break as well with Torres and Cooper Carr, and Grossner throws it away.
Yeah, that's not how you want to execute the press break right away. Torres, you can't take one dribble and pick it up, and then Grossner tries to fire one deep.
Keyser outside to Register. Carr so good, quick with the hands. Last year he averaged 3 steals per game and tried to take one away there, then kind of got lost in traffic. Left Dallas Keyser wide open, but it's an airballed 3. And Baldwin takes over with 6:31 left in the opening quarter. And once again, we'll have to try and contend with this full court pressure of Anderson County.
Usually Caleb Carr can be the one-man press break, but if you can run a press break correctly like this, you get a layup off of it.
Cooper Carr sets up Sam Darnell, the no-look dish, and the finish by Sam, and it's 4-0 Baldwin. Bulldogs match up on this end. Anderson County, a 7-point opening night win, 61-54. Richards inside to Martin, and he's able to score it over top of Grossner. And a Bulldog turnover. So that's 3 Baldwin turnovers now. One of them not necessarily press related, but nonetheless, the Bulldogs are going to have to cut down on that number tonight. They turned it over 18 times in their opener against Paola. Anderson County forced 21 turnovers in their opening night win over Iola.
See, they're kind of running a flex offense, a lot of cross screens and down screens coming off of those.
Good contest there by Darnell. Long pass, Carr up to Torres, and a foul on the floor on Richards. So that is the first foul committed by either side. Anderson County, they did put themselves in some foul issues in their opener. Fouled quite a bit, put Iola on the line 20 times. They were fortunate that Iola only shot 11 of 20. Baldwin also was poor at the line in their opener, and this is off of the leg of Cooper Carr and out of bounds, so another Baldwin turnover. And it's a dead ball turnover at the very least, I guess. That's how Baldwin's turnovers have been here early on. At least have not resulted in quick fast break chances for Anderson County, as Baldwin's half-court defense was very good opening night and is off to a good start here, but Lane Richards drills a three for Anderson County, and that puts the ACHS Bulldogs in front 5-4. Torres to Darnell, and that should be there all night long. If Baldwin can break the press, Sam Darnell could have a huge night as the guy on the back end of the press break.
That was perfectly executed that time. Darnell, if he just sits down there, he could have an absolute career night.
It puts Baldwin back in front. Now Darnell will try to capitalize at the free throw line, where he struggled in the opener, was just 1 of 5. He was just above 52% last year. Ryder Nye has checked in for the Dogs, a 5'11 sophomore. Can't get the roll, but there's Grossner with his second offensive rebound of this first quarter. Darnell. And a travel is called on Nye.
Yeah, just a little discombobulated, it looks like, Baldwin offensively in the half court. Not able to get in their offense and run their sets so far.
So here comes that line change for Anderson County. 5 off, 5 on. Braxton Spencer, Cameron Wilson, Braden Wheat, Noah Porter, and Jack Crane, the new 5 out there for Anderson County. This is Crane. Wheat, a freshman, drives from the baseline and gives Crane a good look at the elbow. Not there for him. Caleb Carr flips it over his shoulder up to Darnell, who had to wait on it a little bit, and then getting run down by Crane, could not finish. Stolen by Carr. How about another chance, Darnell? This time it drops through, and that's already 6 points from Sam Darnell, all on layups.
Feels like a Summer League AAU pace to this one early.
Wheat got himself into trouble and travels. Cooper Carr and Caden Englert check in for Baldwin. And that's the thing. I mean, we've talked about it, the importance of breaking the press, but Anderson County, they play with the understanding they're going to give up layups. They just are betting that they're going to create more layups of their own off of it. And if Baldwin can continue to do this and break it cleanly,
I mean,
it's just Sam Darnell all night long. And that's what Anderson County cannot afford to do, is then turn the ball back over to Baldwin.
Yeah, but that last press break and the one before that just perfectly run, getting Darnell some wide open layups. You can put that on tape.
8 points, make it 10 points for Darnell. It's Cooper Carr feeding him this time, and Darnell into double figures already with 3:38 to go in the first. He's licking his chops right now, thinking, my oh my career high of 13 maybe had in the first quarter. Knocked out by Nye. And here comes the starters back in. That was a very quick break for the Anderson County starters, as it did not go well when they were on the bench. Baldwin, 3 straight layups.
Yeah, line 1 back in.
Less than a minute that second unit was on the floor, and they surrendered 6 points in that less than a minute and went from down 6-5 to down 12-5. Keyser left off a screen from Martin. Now Preston Keyser, as Caleb Carr tries to rip it. Register blocked by Darnell, but Darnell, he's got offense on his mind now. Darnell was ready to turn and run the floor.
And that's
didn't get the ball.
Let's see, I don't know who they got on that. Did they get Darnell on that?
No, it looks like Englert.
Okay, that's something you got to stay out of foul trouble, though. If
Yeah.
you're Darnell, he found himself in foul trouble a lot last year.
Yeah, that was my big note I wrote down for Darnell this year was keep him on the floor. They are not a big team. Darnell at 6'4", strong kid. He's certainly not the tallest kid he's going to match up with. And most nights, probably he's going to be the undersized guy in his matchup. But he's big, he's strong, he's athletic. But you got to keep him on the floor because they really get thin at the quote-unquote big guy if he comes off. As you see, he comes off now. And Garrett McLaughlin, a 6'1 sophomore, comes on to replace him.
It's not a bad matchup this for Baldwin, though. Not too many big guys for Anderson County, per se. 6'4", 6'5", the only real threats. Ooh.
And that is intercepted by Keyser, chasing it down, and track meet back the other way. A register out of the corner. 3 is short, and it is Grossner who comes up with his 4th rebound already, and Riker will lead the break himself. Numbers for Baldwin. Kick out Englert. Pulls the trigger for 3 and swishes it in.
How about that, Caden coming right off the bench and pulling an open 3 in fast break mode.
4 of 16 from beyond the arc a year ago for Englert. Now in his senior season, he knocks down his first and makes it a 10-point Baldwin lead. One dribble pull-up by Register is on the mark, just inside of the arc. And it's 15-7 with 2 and change left in the period. Nye in the center of the floor. Englert again. Wave it off. He traveled prior to the shot. Caleb, Carr, Torres, and Darnell back in for Baldwin. Well, 15-7 Baldwin lead. Still 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. A lot of action in this opening 6 minutes so far. Some teams Anderson County faces, I'm sure they speed them up and play at a pace they're not comfortable with. Baldwin does like to play fast, so they are not going to be intimidated by the pace as Darnell commits the foul here, and Register, after a bucket last time down, comes up with another one, and this time I'll have a chance at a 3-point play as Sam picks up his first personal.
This is the end of the floor, though. I'd like to see Baldwin improve the most. The boys' team is on defense too many times. For me, last year they got in track meets kind of like this, and they weren't able to get enough stops. They can score with a lot of teams, but got to get some stops to go with that if you want to win a lot of games.
3-point play from Register, a 5-point game. Torres, 3-pointer on the mark for Talon Torres, who hit a pair of them on opening night against Paola. And it is 18-10 Baldwin. Inside to Martin, double teamed, left it well short, rebounded by Grossner. How about a 5-rebound first quarter for Riker Grossner? Carr behind the back, no look feed to Darnell, who has a dozen.
There's been so much action, it's hard to believe we still got a minute 10 left in the first quarter.
No. 10-point Baldwin lead. Darnell one shy of his career high here in the first quarter. Keyser to Martin. They double on him. Back out it goes to Dallas Keyser. Got around Torres, and then Torres on the recover commits the foul. That's Talon's first. 13th foul on the Baldwin Bulldogs with 50 seconds to go in this first quarter. 20-10, Baldwin lead on the road.
I got to say, I appreciate Caleb sporting the bright green kicks. Can really tell the difference between him and Cooper. They do look very similar.
3-pointer out of the corner for Preston Keyser. Yeah, there's no denying those two are brothers, right?
Yeah. Besides the 13 and the 12, you couldn't really tell. You have to look close.
Carr, backdoor, feed Darnell, and almost with that career high in the first. That may still have a chance. Caleb with the offensive rebound to his brother Cooper, who lost on the dribble.
Yeah, Cooper's just a little bit sped up right now. Just slow it down, just play within himself. I know he wants to get out and prove himself to his teammates here, the young freshman.
Good close out there on Richards. It's a 7-point Baldwin lead, 10 seconds left in the first. Darnell gave Register a little space, tempted him into the 3. And now does Caleb have some heroics? He was trying to hoist one up and draw a foul there, but the officials are not going to bail him out on that call. They will say Baldwin basketball. And let's see, one official is over at the scores table, and I think they may put a little more time back up on the clock. It currently shows .1, and they will put it at 2 seconds. That's a pretty significant change. Yeah. So 2 seconds here. Grossner, heave. And that will end the quarter. 20-13 Baldwin after one here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
When choosing a bank, wouldn't you prefer doing business with a local institution with years of commitment to our community? That's Baldwin State Bank. For more than 100 years, we've been providing products and services specifically tailored to our friends in Baldwin City. Whether it's a free checking account, savings for retirement, or your next loan, we'll be here. Because our roots are here. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
20-13, Baldwin leads Anderson County as we head to the second quarter. Along with Ryan Hilmer, I'm Bryce Kessler. It's Talon Torres, Caleb Carr, Caden Englert, Riker Grossner, and Sam Darnell on the floor for Baldwin. Starting five out there for Anderson County: Caden Register, Garrison Martin, Dallas Keyser, Preston Keyser, and Lane Richards. A lot of action in that first 8 minutes. Baldwin with a lot of layups. Sam Darnell, the beneficiary of the majority of those, and they lead by 7.
On this end of the floor, Baldwin's doing a pretty good job communicating on those screens. They're getting a lot of off-ball screens, Anderson County is.
Martin trying to go to work on Grossner, and a travel.
Yeah, he did.
Right, the defense by Grossner. Good job staying right there with Martin as he tried to put the moves on him, and now here comes that press break. Caleb somehow slips through the defenders and lays it up and in. That time Garrison Martin, he said, hey, okay, you've been dishing this off to Darnell all game long. I'm going to slide over here and take Darnell away. And Caleb said, fine by me. I'll just lay it up and in myself.
There's a nice little behind-the-back dribble there to set that up for himself.
Register, good help defense by Grossner to cut him off, and a nice turnaround little baby hook that time from Register. Torres, that time maybe a little too cute, trying to wrap the one-hand pass in there to Darnell, throws it out of bounds.
And that's something I was going to say earlier is the biggest, it's basically you're just playing against yourself when you're doing a press break against a press. You just can't get too cute. You take what they give you, you break the press, and then if you don't have a layup, you set your offense up.
Part of our State Farm Insurance game plan, that's kind of what we talked about. And so far, the Bulldogs, I would say, have won out more often than not against that press as Caleb Carr grabs the miss, and here he goes. Nice feed to Englert. Little shot fake by Caden. Darnell, does he have the putback? He does, and Sam Darnell has a new career high with 14 points here in the first half. Still 6.5 to go in this second quarter.
If I'm Darnell, I'm going to use this game to vault myself into, at least all-league position or something.
How about this?
Here we go.
The rip. But Darnell fumbles it away, gets it back, and is not able to finish. He's just padding the stats. He wanted another offensive rebound. Darnell with another lay-in. That's 16 from Sam in the first half. And then hustles back to play defense as well. Keyser's 3 misfires. Offensive board for Martin. Register, who's had a nice start to this game for Anderson County, knocks in another long 2. 9 first-half points from Caden Register, who's shown both a nice game inside and stepped out to make some shots. Englert hit from the other corner. Make it both corners for Caden Englert.
This is just how dangerous Baldwin can be offensively. You leave just about anybody open outside, they can knock down a 3. He
has matched his career high with 6 here in this first half. Register. Got around Caleb, who maybe took one too many gambles to try to get a steal, but it'll work out as Grossner pulls down his career high, tying 6th rebound of the first half. Englert, 2 times, buddy. No, not that time. And it's Torres trying to run down that rebound. He is actually going to call a foul, it looks like, on Richards.
Nice hustle.
I thought really it was a pretty good hustle by both guys. I'm a little surprised that Richards gets called for a foul right there. It's his second. And the third on Anderson County as Cooper Carr checks back in along with Brayton Statham and Ryder Nye.
Yeah, Baldwin doing a nice job on the offensive glass. You can see when a shot goes up, that backside rebounders crash on the glass. They're not just jogging back on defense. Like you can see sometimes everybody playing hard.
So I apologize. I thought it was 32. It's 22 Leo Schoenberger who was checked in, not 32 Statham. So that's Schoenberger who's got the tape over top of his left eye. Nye sets up Schoenberger, and the freshman gets his first bucket. 6'3" freshman Leo Schoenberger coming in and looking like he's comfortable out there right away on a nice feed set up by Ryder Nye.
I was going to say I'm even more impressed by the setup from the 5'11" sophomore Ryder Nye. It was a heck of a little crossover and then a nice bounce pass.
Schoenberger at the line, doesn't get the roll, but it's a 31-17 Baldwin lead. And they made a nice run against this second unit of Anderson County earlier as Cooper Carr rejects that shot out of bounds. A freshman rejects the senior. And it's 31-17 Baldwin. Let's see if they can make another big push against this second unit of Anderson County. They were on the floor for only about a minute in the first quarter, and Baldwin went a quick 6-0 spurt on them. Just get it in time. It's Braden Weed, a freshman for Anderson County on the drive. Nice aggressive move there, but he'll have to earn him at the free throw line as Baldwin grabbed him on the arm and commits the foul. They'll call it on Caleb Carr. It's his first. Braden Wheat, 5'8" freshman, at the free throw line for 2 shots here for Anderson County. Nice little stroke, knocks that one down. One of 2 and rebounded by Cooper Carr. Up top, Darnell. And they're going to catch him for a travel. Well, that's 9 first half turnovers, but Baldwin still up by 13 here tonight.
One way or another, Baldwin's going to be a really fun team to watch this year.
And they play fast. They're not afraid to get into track meets with teams. And scrappy on this end of the floor as well. Ooh. That is going to be called a travel. Caleb will walk the ball up the floor. First time that this game feels like it has a chance to breathe a little bit. And did not get hooked up with his brother, but they get away with it. Crane trying to save it, threw it right back to Darnell, who's called for the offensive foul. He's picked up his second personal, and it'll go as the 10th Bulldog turnover, or Baldwin turnover.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame him. He's having a heck of a game, wanting to be aggressive, but it's one of those that just try to kick it out there and cycle it around, run some offense.
Wheat hands it outside to Wilson. Up top, Porter. He'll fire up a 3 off the dribble. Caleb Carr, a solid first half stat line, hits Darnell on a full court pass, and Darnell will go to the line.
How about that play, though, from number 22, Leo Schoenberger? He kind of just tapped that one on to Darnell. It wasn't going to make it. He tapped it along further to him. A nice heads-up play.
Schoenberger did not play in the opener against Paola, but he's come in here and shown some nice stuff here, young freshman. This is Darnell at the line, and his free throw is good. 17 first half points from Sam Darnell.
That'd be huge going back to Schoenberger if he could contribute off the bench. He adds some more size to the team, 6'3" freshman.
Well, and just depth, period. You're right. I mean, the size is important, but then having another body. We know that Baldwin wants to play fast. They're going to call a lane violation, it looks like, against Anderson County here. I think they called it on 32, Cameron Wilson. So second chance at that free throw for Darnell, but just adding some more depth to this lineup, giving guys a chance to get a breather, and Darnell does make the most of that second chance. A 15-point Baldwin lead with 3:45 to play in the half. An illegal screen is called on Braxton Spencer. 5 fouls both ways as that starting unit will come back in for Anderson County. Keyser times 2, Martin, Richards, and Register. Cooper Carr has it here for Baldwin. Oh. And it traveled. Keyser works right off a screen from Martin. A Register, who's been the most productive offensive weapon, 9 points, but he travels. And Caleb Carr will check back in for Baldwin.
Got a lot of careless turnovers from both teams here in the first half.
Torres hands to Carr. Caleb Carr has had a nice first half, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and Riker Grossner on a contested 3 out of the corner buries it.
Excellent offense there, great ball movement. I don't know if that was Grossner or Torres that had the assist there, but it was a nice little driving kick.
And Torres on the assist to Grossner for the 3 as Carr picks up his second. Now, Caleb had 2 first quarter fouls. Granted, they were both charging fouls, and I say granted because those a little bit different variety of type of foul. The reaching fouls are what you certainly want him avoiding. He's so adept at taking the ball away and reaching in there and getting that, but he's also a very important piece to be on the floor for Baldwin. So now with 2 here in this second quarter, needs to play clean this final 2:28. Don't want him going into the second half with a third. Register.
Nice help that time from Torres, recovering to his man.
Now Cooper Carr fights through the screen. Darnell guarding Register in the corner. They go inside to Martin. Caleb over to help. Martin over top of Grossner gets the roll. A 16-point lead still for Baldwin, and Cooper Carr looking to add to it. Left the 3 short. Rebound by Preston Keyser. That ball deflected out as Darnell chased it down. Leo Schoenberger back in. And Anderson County will take a timeout here with 1:42 left to play in the first half. A 36-20 Baldwin lead on top of Anderson County. Bulldog basketball is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, your #1 land brokerage for farm, ranch, and recreational properties. If you're looking to find your next dream property, you're thinking about listing, go with the best in the business, your local Baldwin City brokers, Chad and Penny Sheldon at Hayden Outdoors. They've got the perfect little modern farmhouse available just outside of Baldwin. It's country living, but yet you're barely outside of the city limits, so you got the space on nearly 3.8 acres of tree-lined, undeveloped farm ground, newly remodeled home. It's the perfect getaway without getting away. See the beautiful property and more at HaydenOutdoors.com. 1:42 left to play in this half. Baldwin has led the entire half outside of a 5-4 early lead for Anderson County. Then the Bulldogs of Baldwin went on an 11-0 run to take the lead, which they have not relinquished. Cooper Carr, they're going to call him for a travel. Well, they actually got a timeout. So Donnie Blanchett is going to be awarded the timeout here. The official at the play was going to call a travel. I really don't think it was a travel anyway, though.
No.
Cooper was diving down to get the ball and then slid with it, but you're able to do that. You can't have the possession then go down to the floor, but it's a moot point now because they will award the timeout to Baldwin. So Donnie Blanchett, quick trigger over there to get that timeout. We saw Eric Toot with one of those in the girls' game, very exact same spot on the floor as well.
I wonder if that's something they're practicing this year, calling some timeouts when their guys get trapped.
It works out here, and it will save the possession for Baldwin, up 16 late in this first half. Baldwin will be back home on Friday to take on Burlington, who came into the night 0-1. And then a couple of road games next week at Lewisburg on Tuesday, at Spring Hill on Friday, and then back home on the 20th of December to host Tonganoxie to close out this first 6-game portion of the schedule prior to the Christmas break. So out of the timeout, here comes Carr up the floor, up 16. Torres, Darnell back to Torres. Pulls up. Long rebound to Register. Cooper trying to pick his pocket. Finds Richards, who has knocked down a three already from the opposite side. This three not there for him. Torres tracks down a backside rebound, and back comes Baldwin, up by 16. Carr right around the defender and lays it in on the finish. Good play there by Caleb Carr.
He's so under control all the time. We talked about it a lot last year. He just knows when he can attack.
Register's three is short, and a push on the rebound that time as Grossner didn't get it clean, but part of that was because Martin had a hand in his back, and he's called for the push, and that puts Anderson County over the limit. So a 1-and-1 opportunity coming up for Riker Grossner with 57 seconds left in this half. A chance to extend what's right now the largest lead of the game for Baldwin at 38-20. Grossner with 6 rebounds in this first half. Has hit the 1 3-point shot as well, after he went 0 for 4 from three-point land in the opener against Paola. Misses the free throw, but it's still an 18-point Baldwin lead with under a minute to play in the half. Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show coming up. Look back at the first half, run down all the numbers for you. Offensive foul on Register. So Caleb Carr, he was guilty of committing the charge on 3 different occasions Friday night against Paola. This time he steps in there to draw the charge.
Yeah, he did that a lot last year too. Stepping in, taking a lot of charges, stealing another possession for Baldwin. He's a tough player. Doesn't mind getting on the floor.
Gives to Cooper. Here comes Darnell down the lane line, who's had a monstrous first half. make that 20 first half points for Sam Darnell. He has half of the Bulldog 40 first half total. Trying to get out in that passing lane. Wheat, floater got partially blocked, and it's Grossner who collects it. Richards saving it, 15 seconds to work with. Here comes Caleb Carr, eyes up, surveying, looking to create, 10 seconds. Caleb, drive, flip, not there, left it short, no. Caleb slow to get up, still not up, in fact. 2 seconds left. It'll count if it goes, and it does. Preston Keyser banks it in at the buzzer. Baldwin enjoying a 40-23 lead at the half, but the more important part is Caleb Carr down underneath the offensive bucket for the Bulldogs. So Donnie Blanchett will come and help his star guard up, and he will walk back to the locker room. It looks to be okay at least. And we will hit the break. So 40-23 Baldwin. That's a good sight there. Caleb jogs off into the locker room. So Baldwin up 17 here at the half on the road against Anderson County. You're watching Bulldog basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors. The Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show is next.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face to face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it. With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Halftime in Garnett tonight, 40-23. Baldwin, a 17-point lead at the break, a 20-point first quarter, a 20-point second quarter, and they held Anderson County to just 13 and 10 in the two quarters respectively. It's a 17-point lead here at the break. Halftime show is brought to you by your Farm Bureau Financial Services agent at Baldwin City, Kelly Neufeld, there to help you protect what matters most at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting and see how Kelly and his team can help you achieve your financial goals, both present and future. Anderson County held the lead at one point, literally 5-4, and that was it. Then an 11-0 run by Baldwin gave the Bulldogs of Baldwin High School a 10-point lead. And it hasn't been double digits the rest of the way. It was trimmed back down to 5 at one point, down to 7 at another point. But it's pretty much been just an ever-growing lead since that early 11-0 run. They led by as many as 18, or in fact, led by as many as 20 there and right before the half. And then a Preston Keyser 3, his second of the half, made it 40-23. But all in all, 11 turnovers in that first half. That's going to be probably something you're going to have in an Anderson County type game just because of the style of play. But overall, Baldwin fared quite well, and they enjoy a 17-point lead here at the break.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty clinical first half. They handled the pressure pretty well. You mentioned they had, double-digit turnovers, but those are going to happen every now and then against a full-court pressing team. And I thought just scoring 40 points in the first half, let alone Darnell had over half of those. That was a great performance. And just early last year, we saw them struggle a little bit against teams that pressed them, and so it's just nice to see early on this year them having a nice press break and being able to just break that with ease and not have to worry about that. And Darnell was really the beneficiary of a lot of those early.
Yeah, and not only just being able to break the press, but then scoring right off. That was the big thing because they did turn it over a few times, but when they broke the press, it was resulting in easy buckets. They were able to capitalize, and that was the big thing we talked about early in the open is you're going to have opportunities for layups in this game. Can you convert on them? And they certainly did, in large part thanks to Mr. 20-point first half, Sam Darnell. What a half for him.
Yeah, I mean, he did it most of that in that first quarter. He had most of those in the first quarter there when they were breaking the presses, getting some easy layups. But overall, I mean, they played pretty well defensively as well. They helped each other out. They rotated over and didn't give Anderson County a lot of just wide open shots. So I thought pretty clinical first half.
40-23, Baldwin leads it. We're back with the first half numbers for you right after this word from Farm Bureau Financial Services.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face to face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Let's take a look at those first half numbers for you in a 40-23 halftime lead here for Baldwin. Check the numbers brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services at 608 High Street in Baldwin City, where they'll help you confidently tackle tax season, even the highly specific situations. They'll help make sense of it all and meet your critical business needs with minimal investment, timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed. Visit newfrontiertbs.com or call 785-594-1204 to learn more. Anderson County led by Caden Register, who put up 9 first-half points for the Anderson County Bulldogs. The rest of their scoring, Garrison Martin with 4, Brayton Wheat with 1, Preston Keyser with 6 on a pair of 3-point shots, and Elena Richards with 3 points. On the glass, leading the way was Garrison Martin. He pulled down 3 first-half rebounds for Anderson County. Overall, Anderson County turned it over 8 times. They shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line and made 3 3-point field goals. For Baldwin, leading scorer was Sam Darnell. He had half of their 40. A 20-point first half. It's a career high for Sam. His previous high was 13. He almost surpassed that in the first quarter. He had 12 of his 20 in the first quarter. 20 points, 2 rebounds for Darnell in that first half. 3 from Talon Torres, 3 from Riker Grossner, 6 from Caden Englert, 6 from Caleb Carr, and 2 from Leo Schoenberger to round out the Bulldogs scoring. Riker Grossner pulled down 7 first-half rebounds. That's a career-high mark for Riker, and it's only halfway through. Caleb Carr also with 5 first-half rebounds for Baldwin. Carr dished out 4 assists to lead the way for Baldwin in that first half, and Talon Torres had a pair of assists as well. So 40-23, Baldwin turned it over 11 times, but a lot of easy buckets they were able to capitalize, and quite frankly, Anderson County didn't get much off of those turnovers because the majority of those 11 Baldwin turnovers were dead ball turnovers, so it didn't allow Anderson County to go down and score with ease. They had to try to execute in the half court, which was something that Baldwin's defense was pretty good in, was that half court. Both teams 2 of 3 at the free throw line, and we have a 17-point game here at the break. 40-23, Baldwin on top of Anderson County. Second half will start right after this. You have been watching the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services are proud supporters of the Baldwin Bulldogs, and they'd love to support you in your financial future as well. Give them a call, 785-594-1055, to see how Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you protect your future. Second half right after this on Baldwin Sports Live.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Welcome back to Anderson County. Ryan Hilmer, as we will head to the second half of this ball game. It's a 40-23 Baldwin lead. I think biggest question for Baldwin as we come into the start of this second half is the health of Caleb Carr, who was injured right at the end of that first half. He looked to be okay. He was able to get up and jogged off into the locker room, and it appears like he will be in the lineup to start the second half. So that's good because not that you want to ever lose any player on your team, but Caleb certainly the straw that stirs the drink for Baldwin. He is the centerpiece of the action, the creator, and certainly a scorer. Averaged 18 a game last year, and tonight 6 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds in the first half, and good sight. He's on the floor along with Grossner, Darnell, Torres, and Cooper Carr. It's Richards, Preston, and Dallas Keyser Register, and Martin, the 5 for Anderson County. They go into Cooper's, posting inside on Dallas Keyser, and there's the second bucket of the year for the freshman Cooper Carr.
Nice little aspect of his game there, and being able to post up, make a nice post move.
A little bigger than his brother Caleb. Only a freshman at 6'1". Martin turnaround not there, and it's Cooper who skies for the rebound. Here he comes, feeds his brother. Gonna go back to him. Nope. Hands, Darnell back to Cooper Carr. Nice spot underneath. Grossner, good basket cut, and a foul on Grossner for clearing some space on Richards. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Bryce, going to say you hooked that arm around him, and that was a close call, a tough call, but you can't hook your arm around, that elbow around the defender.
The old wily veteran move there, and he got caught. 42-23, Baldwin up 19. They led by as many as 20 in the first half. Caleb with a deflection and a steal. And he is not going to have a chance to finish the layup as Preston Keyser will make him earn it at the free throw line, where last year Caleb shot just 70%. I think Caleb would tell you that that percentage too low for his liking. What do they call that on the floor?
Yeah, I was just going to say that's a
okay.
tough call.
All right, so they call it on the floor, no free throws. Caleb directs traffic here as Baldwin looks to execute in the half court, up 19. Only trailed once at 5-4 early first quarter, and that pass got deflected and stolen. Register, step through, kicks it back up top for Keyser. Made a couple of first half threes. That was a good look for him, but doesn't drop. Another rebound for Grossner. Nice feed, Torres to Grossner, and it doesn't go. It rolls out. A rebound for Darnell. They call a foul here. It's called on Garrison Martin. He was pointing down at Grossner, so I was waiting to kind of, I didn't know whether it was a late foul call on the initial layup attempt by Grossner, but it must not have been, because then it would have been shots, and that's a shot there, and Grossner knew it. As soon as he reached over there to try to grab that rebound, he retracted the arms to try and take it back, but the official is right on it there, so Grossner picks up the foul. The previous foul was on Garrison Martin, by the way. So each team has picked up a couple of fouls early on in this third quarter. It's 42-23 Baldwin. And a turnover.
Just another careless turnover from the Anderson County Bulldogs. I mean, we've seen the girls and the boys kind of shooting themselves in the foot tonight. Baldwin, on the other hand, has done a pretty good job.
Anderson County can ill afford too many of those in this second half as they try to overcome what's currently a 19-point deficit. Register is called for the foul. He and the crowd below us did not like it. He certainly blocked it clean up top, but the foul is called a block with the body underneath. So that's Caden Register's second, and this time it will put Grossner at the line. Hopefully that free throw there will get Riker going. He's off to a tough start at the stripe this year. Was 2 for 7 to start. Last year, though, shot 79%, so certainly can make them.
Yeah, probably one of the better free throw shooters on the team. He knows that.
And he does knock down both of the free throws here. You know, Baldwin with their largest lead of the game right now at 21 points, just underway second half. Darnell with a help, and he may have picked up a foul in the process, and that would be Sam's third if they call it on him. Carr was right there on the play as well, but it is on Darnell, so 3 personals now on Sam. 3 team fouls as well. It'll put Preston Keyser at the line for 2. Bulldog basketball brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing. Family-owned company in Baldwin City. Services many different industries, from food processing to heavy and light industrial, oil and gas, and many more. Perfect place to start your next career. Find out more by going to riceprecision.com and sending an email to jobs@riceprecision.com. 1 of 2 for Keyser. Darnell the board. Here comes Carr, and lost it on the behind-the-back dribble. But then gets it right back as he chases down Porter, and now cuts the offensive foul. So 2 turnovers in about 5 seconds there for Carr, and a 3rd foul.
Yeah, I mean, that's a 50-50 call. It's similar to a couple in the Paola game that it's unnecessary. You can just jump stop right around that guy, and then you can just go up both feet with an easy little layup. You don't have to go through him.
So the horn sounded at the table, but they didn't catch the number correctly. They wanted to make sure they had the right number, so it is on Caleb. 13 in purple. Yeah, that's 4 offensive fouls Carr has now been called for, and 2 or 6+ quarters of basketball this year. So
you don't want to take that aggressiveness away from him either. You just need to be smarter and more under control.
3-pointers missed out of the corner by Porter. Battle for the rebound, and it's Englert who comes up with it for the Bulldogs. Here comes Caleb. No-look dish into the corner to Grossner. Nice decision there by Grossner to drive on the shot fake, but has it blocked to the bounds. So Baldwin will inbound with 5:01 to go in the 3rd, leading by 20.
Really nice offense, though, from Baldwin all night long. Like you just said, nice job to catch that one and attack immediately.
Englert on the catch and shoot, can't get it. Porter the rebound. Keyser a little out of control, Keyser I should say, and then Preston Keyser gets Darnell in the air and goes into the body to create a 4th foul on Sam Darnell.
Yeah, and that's one Sam probably going to tell you he needs to. That's a cheap one. You can't pick that one up, get caught on a pump fake and cheap foul. Now he's probably going to have to sit till 4th, I would assume.
Good news is Baldwin's got a 20-point cushion.
Yeah.
Bad news is it's putting a damper on the career night for Darnell, who had 20 first-half points. He will head to the bench. Still on that 20 number, and in comes another freshman with some good size. This is 6'5" freshman Colton Collum, who has checked in now for the Bulldogs for his first action. We saw Leo Schoenberger, a freshman, get his first PT of the year earlier in the first half and played nicely in that time.
This be another guy to be nice to get some experience, get him going in the feel of things. Just a freshman, like you said, 6'5", more good size.
44-26. Grossner gets the rattle and the drop from the short corner. 7 now from Riker Grossner tonight.
See just how far Baldwin's pressuring the ball out there. They're not just packing it in the lane. They're pressuring the ball handler clear out top, not making any entry passes or anything. Very easy for him.
Collum gets caught with a hand in the small of the back of Garrison Martin, so that will be Colton Collins first.
And I love that style of defense. I always like to extend that man-to-man, play a true half-court man-to-man, pick them up.
Turnover and a chance to run. Little give and go action and a nice recovery by Preston Keyser. He was in that tough spot being the one-man back on a 2-on-1, and Baldwin ran it well. Caleb Carr to Grossner and back to Caleb, but Keyser good defense.
I think if Caleb had that one over again, he'd probably take that one up and then just hand it right back off to Riker for a layup.
Caleb on the drive and gets the finish. Flexes with the finish for 2 and a chance for 1 more.
What an acrobatic finish that was from Caleb. We've seen that from him the last few years here. It's something he's really good at. It's a lot of and-ones.
The foul is on Noah Porter, his first, or check that, his second. As Torres checks in along with Cooper Carr for Baldwin, and Caleb is at the line. Trying to complete the three-point play here. He's 5 of 6 at the free throw line in the early going this season. Averaged 18 a game last year, along with 3.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. And in very Caleb Carr-like fashion, he's filling up the stat sheet again tonight. 9 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, and another handful of steals to go along with it. 49-26 Baldwin. Keyser got hacked on the arm. You can hear that slap. And Collum, it looked like, who hacked down, and that's who they'll call for the foul. It's the second on Colton.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of kind of newer guys in there now getting some game time experience, but it's one of those things you just have to learn how to contest shots, especially inside without fouling. You don't have to, smack down on them like that. You can just go straight up, make it hard for them.
Keyser rattles it out on the first attempt as Crane checks in for Anderson County along with Tyler Gillespie, who's coming in for the first time. Cameron Wilson returns. One out of 2 for Keyser. And now Braden Wheat returns as well for Anderson County. 49-27, 3.5 to play, third quarter. Cooper Carr out to Torres. Baseline drive, lays it off nicely for Collum. And Torres, a nice little adjustment. It looked like he wanted initially to go up and score that, but realizing he was too far underneath the basket, lays it off perfectly for Collum, who gets his first varsity bucket.
Yeah, once again, nice play to set that one up by Torres. He's had 2 or 3 nice assists tonight, driving in, kicking it out to somebody open.
And the screener in this case, Braxton Spencer, falls down, and a push called on Caleb Carr. So that is foul number 4 on Caleb. And he will head to the bench as Grossner checks back in. Ryder Nye also. Colton Collum checks out. And a timeout, Anderson County, with 3:01 left to play in the third. 51-27 Baldwin. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here inside Anderson County High School in Garnett and let you know about the bullpen. They've got their Wildcat Wednesday specials. Don't want to miss out on those. Test out the vocal cords on Thursday nights with Karaoke Thursdays. Stay tuned to the social media to find out when all the live entertainment is coming down to the bullpen on Fridays and Saturday nights. And, of course, weekends, you got sports on every television. You get some World Cup action going on right now. If you watch that, you've got, of course, football. Ryan, a big World Cup guy. Check them out on Facebook. Bullpen Baldwin City. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Sundays, 10 to 8 at your locally owned sports bar at the Classic Ballpark Food in downtown Baldwin City. I imagine the World Cup ratings have dropped significantly now that the U.S. is out.
It's going to be hard to beat France, though, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
England.
if France is your pick, I would say Brazil is still a favorite, no?
Okay, well, they got a lot of injuries.
Yeah, Neymar's back.
Yeah. England versus France, though, in the quarterfinals.
You an Mbappe fan?
Yeah, he's good.
Cooper Carr, nice little scoop and finish.
That was good right there from Cooper Carr. A little Euro step scoop finish, like you said.
53-27 Baldwin.
But you got a big 20-plus point lead here, and you certainly don't like to see your 2 senior leaders get 4 fouls in the third quarter, but you'd rather them do it now when you got a big lead.
Sure.
You can get some guys some experience, see how Cooper can run the offense.
Up big. Still a ways to go in this ball game, but maybe that's a good thing. Some quality minutes here to play for some of these other guys. This is Englert, and Caden knocked down a couple of shots tonight, a couple of three-pointers. That one won't go for him, and then a loose ball foul. And this will be against Anderson County. It is called on Braxton Spencer. It's his first and the team's 5th. Nice little tap back by Engler, and Grossner with the reverse.
Really nice play.
2 minutes to play in the third. A steal for Englert. Coast to coast for Caden. You betcha. 30-point Baldwin lead on the theft and the lay-in by Caden Englert.
An all-around just great performance tonight as they get an illegal pick, and it's going back Baldwin's way once again. But offense, defense, doing it every way possible.
A 30-point Baldwin lead. Anderson County makes their line change to the starting 5 back onto the floor. And Darnell and Caleb Carr, you couldn't see it in on the screen, but they were giving Englert a hard time. They were saying, hey, go up and dunk that.
Yeah.
Caden says, I'd rather just get the 2 points. This is Torres. One dribble pull up for 3. Rebounded by Garrison Martin for Anderson County. He did have a defender right on him as well. Maybe if it was a true solo breakaway. Yeah. See, now they got him thinking. Now they've Darnell and Carr have Englert thinking, I need to get a steal to go down and get me a dunk. So he gets caught reaching in and commits the foul.
We saw a couple dunks last year from Cole Mahaffey.
Yeah. Graduated,
so maybe Englert's going to have to take over that mantle.
The foul was on Englert, his second, and the free throw by Keyser is up and good. It was a 1-and-1, but Keyser will earn the second. One of 2, Englert the board. Nice pass intercepted by Register. Baldwin runs him down, makes it not as easy, not uncontested anyway, but it's converted nonetheless by Caden Register. Now Cooper Carr, a little mid-range pull-up. 6 here in the third quarter from the freshman Cooper Carr. Richards runs the baseline, gets himself a nice look, and splashes it home for Anderson County. Final half minute of the third quarter. Baldwin up comfortable, 59-33. Grosner looking to answer the Richards 3. Can't get it out of the corner. Keyser the rebound, and then cooler heads hopefully going to prevail here as Keyser was just kind of clear some space there, kind of threw an elbow, but luckily it was low, and luckily I don't think it really made much contact. So the foul was on Grosner for a push. That's his second, and that is 10 team fouls now, so the double bonus coming up for Anderson County.
Yeah, I mean, you want to play physical defense. Not ideal to get 10 team fouls in one quarter.
No.
But when you're up 30, that's all right. Well, 26 now.
One more to come for Dallas Keyser. Has not scored in this game. Does have an assist for a 6'2 senior. He, like Caleb Carr, sporting the bright green shoes. 0 for 2 at the line, but it's stuck back in by Garrison Martin on the offensive rebound. Nye is fouled, and a 4-point opportunity for Ryder Nye, his first bucket of the year. He made 1 3 on 10 tries last year as a freshman. In his first basket here this season, will have a chance at a 4-point play out of it.
I tell you what, just can't tell you how excited I am watching this team. Everybody from last year seems to be improved, and we got some guys that didn't play a lot last year coming in and looking like they're going to be able to contribute a lot this year. So a team that we've been saying might not be very deep, well, they might be deep.
Yeah, deeper maybe than we thought, just because we haven't seen some of these guys. That 3 is off the mark, and we have reached the end of 3 with Baldwin up big, 63-35 as we go to the fourth here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
(63-35), Baldwin on top of Anderson County as we head to the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs starters are back out there for Baldwin. The brothers Carr with Torres, Darnell, and Grossner. Preston and Dallas Keyser, Martin, Richards, and Register, the five starters out there for Anderson County as well. Richards has hit a couple of threes, gives it up here to Register once Keyser on the back door. And a good effort there by Torres. Can't quite save it though. Register, strong move to the bucket, but a miss and a rebound for Grossner, who has put together a nice night. 9 points, 9 rebounds for Grossner. And how about a second assist? You got it. Talon Torres with his second tray.
Just about everybody getting in on the deep ball now.
Keyser attacks Grossner, and he'll hit the line as Riker picks up his fourth. So 3 of the starters now with 4 for Baldwin. Obviously, it's not looking like it's going to make any difference in the long run here. But as Ryan mentioned, closing out the third quarter, Baldwin found themselves in some foul trouble as well at Paola. They've been able to win both these games despite that. But first free throw misses from Keyser, who went to the line 8 times in the third quarter. Making 5 of those, and he hits that one. Baldwin turnover is their 17th of the game. They've trimmed them back a little bit in this second half. They've now committed 6 in the second half. Caleb is fouled. And that looks like it's going to be it for the starters tonight for Baldwin, as 5 new guys set to check in, although we'll see how bad Caleb wants to stay in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is where you missed the second one.
Right? Make the first and then
going back to the days of, you see him over there.
Yeah, he knows what's happening. A good hand for this starting unit for Baldwin, who played a very good game tonight.
Yeah, really, really nice performance from the first unit. Obviously missed that first game, but compared to last season, I think just overall they've played much better. But defensively, it's been a big, big jump this year. They've been able to stay in front of guys. They're rotating over, helping each other out. I thought last year a lot of times they'd leave too many guys just wide open for open looks and hope they miss it. And this year, playing much better defensively. And offensively, I mean, they really haven't been able to miss from downtown. It seems like just about everybody's gotten in on it.
So Caleb does not get a few extra minutes at the expense of the free throw percentage, knocks them both down, and it's 68-36 Baldwin with 4:32 to go. Ryder Nye, Colton Collum, Leo Schoenberger, Caden Englert, and Garrett McLaughlin all on the floor now for Baldwin. All 5 have played already previously tonight, and it's their ball game to take home in this final 4:20. Wheat goes inside to A.J. Hawkins, who has come on for the first time for Anderson County. That is a tough shot for the baseline. Colton Collum the rebound. Nye pushes it up to Englert. Open in the corner and missed the 3. Rebounded by Tyler Gillespie. Nice take by Wheat. Can't spin it in. Hawkins' putback try doesn't go either. Loose ball ends up into the hands of Anderson County, and now back to Baldwin. Nye lay it up and lay it in. 6 for Ryder Nye. 70 on the board now for the Bulldogs of Baldwin. Don't have many of the Bulldog v. Bulldog matchups, but
I promise we're not going to have too many of these, thankfully.
Schoenberger on the glass with that rebound. Englert, they call him for a travel, and he slaps his hands together, laughs that one off, but that's another turnover. 19 now for Baldwin, robbing Englert of his 3rd triple of the night. Cam Wilson checks back in for Anderson County. 2:38 to go. 70-36 Baldwin.
I don't remember any point last season that Baldwin forced a running clock last year. Do you?
I don't believe so.
It's a good sign, though, going forward. I mean, this is, from what I saw tonight, going to be a really good Baldwin team, boys and girls.
And that will go to Baldwin. Baldwin on their way to a 2-0 start. They will host Burlington coming up on Friday night. Look to keep the good times rolling on both sides, boys and girl. McLaughlin behind the head to Collum. I don't know that he saw Colton Collum behind him where he was trying to flip that up and score, but I'm giving him an assist.
Yeah, I was going to say, give him the assist.
Nice pull up to answer by Cameron Wilson. Nye, a little shimmy shake. They call him for a double dribble, and he said he got that ball on the hip. .120 and counting to play here in Garnett tonight. Baldwin girls earlier tonight, a 43-29 victory. And the Baldwin boys hanging 72 on the board here on their way to victory as Braden Wheat knocks down a bucket there. Bucket for the freshman for Anderson County, and it's 72-40. McLaughlin to Schoenberger. Collum, let it fly, big fella. Nope. Gillespie the rebound.
There hasn't really been anybody for Baldwin that's come in that you don't think they can make an outside shot. They can pretty much all step back there and have a pretty good shot.
Wheat will head to the line as the clock continues to run, so this may
have a buzzer beater free throw here.
Yeah, this might be all she wrote in this one. Wheat's free throw no good.
It's like, give it back to me, dude.
And he hits the second. And that will do it. 72-41. Baldwin, a big victory on the road tonight over Anderson County. And we'll be back to wrap it all up for you. Our Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game next.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to the post game. It is a final here in Garnett tonight, 72-41. The final, the Baldwin Bulldogs with a 31-point victory over the Anderson County Bulldogs. It's time to name tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game. Honestly, there's a lot of guys that could take the honor of this tonight. A lot of guys had big-time performances. Multiple players set career highs in this game as far as scoring, as far as rebounding goes. Some young guys stepped up and played some big games, but tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Player of the Game, got to get it to the big guy who started this thing out, set the tone for Baldwin. 20 first half points. Granted, he only ended up with 20 as they shut it down in the second half. And playing time kind of got sparse, but not in the fouls. But a big game to start this one for Sam Darnell. A huge performance with 20 points. He's tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you mentioned everybody pretty much played well tonight. Riker Gross around a huge night, but I haven't been shy about saying I love Sam Darnell and just the way he plays basketball. He's all out all the time. He'll dive on the floor. He'll give the ball to the ref. He'll pick you up offensively, And so him having 20 points in the first half tonight was a great performance from him. And I was just really happy to see, honestly, Baldwin able to break that press and get some easy layups. And I'm sure Sam was pretty happy about that as well. So congrats to Sam on a huge night.
Player of the Game brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services. From insurance to investments, wealth management, and financial planning, Farm Bureau Financial Services is there to help you protect what matters most. Call today and set up a meeting with your local Farm Bureau team at 785-594-1055. It's your future. Let's protect it. The rest of the numbers, and there's a lot of them, a lot of big nights. We'll run them all down for you when we come back here on the postgame.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
Welcome back to Garnett Anderson County High School. It's a final in the boys' game, 72-41. Big victory tonight for the Baldwin Bulldogs as they win this one with ease while putting up 72 points. And heck, they didn't even have a guy who scored 18 points on opening night for them. Joey Zimbecki not suited up tonight. Not sure, he might be ill, I'm guessing, but hopefully Joey will be ready to rock and roll by Friday night. But he scored 18 on opening night. They didn't even have him tonight, and they scored 72. This Baldwin offense clicking in this one, led by 20 points out of Sam Darnell. He leads all scorers in this game tonight. As we check the numbers, brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services at 608 High Street in Baldwin City, where they'll help you confidently tackle tax season, even the highly specific situations. They'll help make sense of it all and meet your critical business needs. Timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed. Visit newfrontiertbs.com or call 785-594-1204 to learn more. So the 20 points, a career high for Darnell. He pulled down 4 rebounds as well. Talon Torres, 6 points, a couple of threes, 3 assists as well, a career best for Torres and a rebound. Riker Grosner, big game for him, 9 points, 9 rebounds. The 9 rebounds, a new career high, and 2 assists. So nice all-around effort from Riker in this game. Cooper Carr with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Good game for the freshman. Caleb Carr, 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists for the Bulldogs. He helped orchestrate things once again. Ryder Nye, a career high for the sophomore, 6 points in the second half, all for Nye with a rebound and an assist as well. Caden Engler with a career best 8 points tonight to go along with 2 rebounds and 1 assist. Leo Schoenberger with his first bucket for the freshman to go along with a rebound. Garrett McLaughlin added an assist in this game, and Colton Cullum with his first points, 4 points and a rebound in his first varsity action for another Baldwin freshman. So big numbers across the board for this team as they put up 72 points tonight. They win this one 72-41. Anderson County had 2 guys in double figures. Each had 11. Preston Keyser and Caden Register. Lane Richards with 6. Cameron Wilson with 2. And Brayden Wheat with 4. Garrison Martin added 6 and a team-high 5 rebounds. But it was pretty much all Baldwin in this game. Anderson County led 5-4, their only lead of the game. An 11-0 run by Baldwin after that put them up 15-5, and they never looked back. Led this game by 17 at the half. Going into the fourth, they were up by 28, and they win it by 31. 72-41 is your final. Coming up next, Friday night, the Bulldogs back in action as they host Burlington right here on Baldwin Sports Live. Girls winners earlier tonight, 43-29 for Baldwin, and the boys cap it off with a 72-41 victory. For Ryan Helmer, I'm Bryce Kessler. Thanks for tuning in tonight and enjoying some Baldwin Bulldog basketball from Anderson County High School here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors. We'll see you Friday night back home when the Dogs host Burlington.
You've been watching Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at HaydenOutdoors.com. Baldwin Sports Live also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Codiano State Farm Insurance, Heartland Plumbing, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hers Incorporated, Rice Precision Manufacturing, The Bullpen, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, New Frontier Tax and Business Services, the Lumberyard Arts Center, Jobats, Baldwin City Community Newspaper, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin Sports Live.